All right, lads and lasses, and good day, mates. Welcome to another live watch along from the Tune Under podcast, the Southern Hemisphere's #1 podcast for all things Newcastle United. How is everyone's Saturday going? It has been an absolute belter here in Queensland. I've got Craigie joining me, who's also in Queensland, about 1,000 kilometres north from me. Been a warm one for you, Craigie, hasn't it?
It has, about 36 degrees today, and it's still spring. Summer's a long way off, but it's starting to get very hot very quick, unfortunately.
36 degrees, yeesh. And it's what? Is it still bloody spring, isn't it? It's still another month
The 1st
of
of December.
Oh, it's going to be a good one. And joining us from a very soggy and probably bloody freezing cold Victoria is Keegs, who just got here in the nick of time. Had a little bit of a kip. How are you going, Keegs?
Good, mate. It's about 6 degrees here. Not freezing me tits off, but that's okay. It's good to be here.
You might as well be back in the UK, mate. 6 degrees. I'm loving the Ashgan top you've got on there, mate. Did you get that when you were over in England?
No, mum and dad bought it back for me last year. So, yeah, not great at cricket, but I love wearing it anyway.
Yeah, very nice. Right, so we're going to be talking about the Aston Villa game. That's kicking off in about 25 minutes. As I say, we'll be doing the live commentary, as we always do for these 3 o'clock kickoffs on a Saturday. The teams have been announced about 33 minutes ago, so let's get into the starting lineup for the home team first, which is, of course, Newcastle. And we'll go with Nick Pope in goal.
Poppy.
Kieran Trippier, Fabian Shaw, Sven Botman, Dan Burn, Bruno Guimaraes, Sean Longstaff, Joe Willock, Miggy Almiron, Joe Linton, or how did Bruno pronounce that? It was Hoylinton. Was it Hoylinton? And Callum Wilson up top to bang in the goals. So basically, that is an unchanged side from the team that beat Spurs 2-1 last week. And we did predict this in the preview episode, Craigie.
We did indeed.
No great surprises then, eh?
Nah. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
But Keegs, the bench has got an interesting name or two there, hasn't it?
Sure does. Former Liverpool keeper. Carriers?
So we've got Carriers, Lascelles, that's Dimmy's mate. Shelby, ASM's back, which is who I was referring to, of course. Matty Target, Manquillo is providing cover on the right. Wood, Fraser, and Murphy. So, yeah, I was obviously talking about St. Maximin. So he's... when do you think we'll get to see him much today, Keegs?
Depending on the game, I reckon. If we're sort of comfortable and stuff like that, I don't think he'll come on. Better off give him another week off, another week of training under his belt. But if we need to chase a game, I think he'll definitely be involved. Just interesting. No Elliot Anderson again too. I can only assume that his knock maybe still hasn't recovered from what he got last week.
Eddie Howe said in the presser, pre-game presser, that he was fully fit, didn't he, Craig?
He did, He said back in the squad. Obviously not the full match day squad, so he must have been very close. I mean, if you're given the option, you're going to pick ASM over Anderson. If they're both fit enough to be on the bench, there's only space enough for one. And experience and quality, ASM's got that over Anderson right now.
Well, who's he replacing that bench?
I was going to say, I mean, would you not put him in for Fraser or Murphy? One of those two you would have thought of, wouldn't you? If you're going to bring Anderson in?
And you think he's going to go with experience, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
I mean, I'd rather have Anderson over Murphy any day. I'd rather have Stevie Wonder over Murphy. But, it's, in Eddie we trust, and we just go off what he's done.
Oh, look, I mean, times we complain about certain things, and then, 2 hours later, we've been seeing things, like, what the hell were we complaining about? Eddie Howe just absolutely nailed it once again. So these guys have obviously had a full week's worth of recovery. They've played a fair few games in the week before last. What was it, 3 games in 7 days, thereabouts? And there was a majority of this squad that played it. So I guess there could have been a suggestion of changes coming in just to give people a rest, but they've had that full week off now. So they've obviously all trained well. Hopefully Bruno's had a bit of sleep, which would be, I mean, with a newborn, the first week's usually all right in my experience, but then it kind of goes to tits after that. Keegs, you've got a lot of experience in this field.
Yeah, no, he wouldn't have slept. It depends. He might have nice nanny or a loving partner. I don't think they're married, are they? Fiance?
Had a wife.
They are married.
Yeah.
Bitch. Anyway, so yeah,
You're after Eddie's pecs, mate. What are you on about?
Oh, he's got jumpers on now, so they're hard to tell.
You can dream.
Yeah, no. If he's got a loving wife, hopefully she's left him alone at least the night before the game to get a good 8 hours in. But if it's anything like most of us have experienced, 8 hours is nowhere near enough. He's probably going to need 12.
Absolutely. It's not like it goes straight through. It's up and down the whole time, isn't it? So, yeah, hopefully he'll be in a good fit position to influence this game. He did well last weekend. When you think about if he didn't have much sleep over 2 days and he still comes back and does a full 90 minutes Premier League game against a top 4 team. Absolutely incredible. Away from home. So, yeah, it was just non-stop. Shelby managed to get on the pitch as well, Craigie, last week. Remind us how much time he got on the pitch, because I can't remember.
It would have been no more than 15 minutes. But from what we've seen of him, the odd one or two rusty stray passes, but again, a fair bit of composure on there when needed. And his experience speaks volumes. He's been missed when he was first injured. Willock and Longstaff have coped over time. But yeah, I think Shelby will get some game time again today. Might not be much, but it'll be enough to get rid of that little bit more rust in his legs.
He, I think he had a few seconds of time against whoever it was before. Didn't he come on at at the end of the game? Like, he came on for like 30 seconds worth of time or something, and then that was the end of the game. Previous to the one Spurs, and then Spurs is getting a bit more time. So obviously they'll be building him up to get his fitness in the right place. Speaking of Longy, Keegs, how impressed have you been with Longy lately? He's been putting in a fair few shifts, hasn't
he? Yeah, we spoke about it on the Tottenham pod on Monday or Sunday. How I was just saying he has his flaws and he does give the ball away and stuff like that at times as well. But over 90 minutes, he's probably got the ball for 1 or 2 minutes. It's what he does. Them other 88 minutes is why he's playing in the side. His defensive work and all that sort of stuff. It's really impressive. And yeah, it's actually really good if you get a chance today. Just every now and then, just watch him for a minute or 30 seconds and just see how much work he actually does off the ball.
If he's going to do defensive position, or you'll have to just kind of, he can't run, can he? He hasn't got kind of. He sort of looks tall, but he doesn't seem to be the kind of person who can run. Is that just me who thinks he's not a particularly fast runner?
Oh no, I don't think he's quick. He hasn't got. He can stay in the same gear all game though.
Yeah, I mean, let's see how that turns out. I mean, I guess if Shelby is going to come on and say Maximin's going to come on, it's going to be between probably Longy or Willock. No, it'll probably be. It depends how deep Bruno is, because Bruno's been sitting deep lately, hasn't he? And he prefers to be up front.
I do think they interchange as well. I have been noticing that, like with Longstaff does sometimes drop into that sort of defensive midfield role, and Bruno pushes up and gets involved in the play a little bit as well.
And Craig, we I predicted a hat-trick for Miggy today.
He did.
I don't know if he's going to do that, but he's been sensational this season so far, hasn't
he? 12 goals if you included 6 in pre-season, which is absolutely phenomenal, you know. No one predicted that. No one would have thought he'd get anywhere close to that, because he's already beat his highest season total so far. Gets 3 goals today. We get 6, and Dimmy gets the worst face tattoo you've ever seen.
Yeah, for anybody who didn't see the preview pod for this, Dimmy offered to get a tattoo of who was he getting a tattoo of again? Bruno. No.
I Love Miggy or something, wasn't it?
Oh, he was going to get he was going to get some kind of Miggy tattoo. That's right, on his arse cheek. And I was like, no, that's not good enough. What I want is Lee was right, tattooed right across his massive forehead.
That's
instead. Right. Like Bum Fight. You ever see Bum Fight back in the day on the YouTube when some shitheads over in California or something were paying bums to fight each other and all got like bloody Bum Fight sort of scraped onto the foreheads? That's what I want to see. So that needs to be a 6-0 win, and Miggy needs to get a hat trick in order for Dimmy to destroy his face.
Hopefully he has the same look I had with this.
What, the dirty ferret?
the dirty ferret eye, because if I've got to do this and he's got to get a full face tattoo, then I think I got the better draw of that one.
You've got to be careful what you say these days, haven't you? Keegs, you went on the preview pod, so have you got a prediction for us?
1-0. I went on an Aston Villa one and said 1-0. I think it'll be very, very similar game to the Bournemouth game, and they'll try to sit back and frustrate us and stuff like that, and we'll sort of get a shitty goal, and not a shitty goal, but we'll get a goal just to ease the shitness, and then hold on. Actually, who did we play last time at home? We had a 1-0 win. I said the same thing.
Everton.
Yeah,
Everton, that's right.
Yeah.
Villa probably will start this game on the back foot. I think I said this in the preview pod as well. They'll probably start on the back foot and then feel their way into the game, see how it goes. Try and hit us on the counter, on the transitions. We've got the fitness in the squad to hopefully match that. But I was listening to one of those Villa podcasts, and they were saying, look, if this was when Stevie Gerrard was still in charge, it would be 3-0 to Newcastle without a doubt, easy.
At half time.
Yeah, but they were actually sort of getting a little bit cocky. They're like, oh, this time round though, because we're just beating a pretty poor Brentford 4-0. This time we'll be giving the game to Newcastle, kind of almost expecting a win for Villa, even though they've had a shocking season, and it was literally just one game against a Brentford team that didn't seem to want to play football that day. Anyway, let's have a look at the opposition today. Aston Villa, and again, I believe this is unchanged. It's Martinez in goal, Cash, Conser, Mings, and Young, then Dendoncker, Douglas Luiz, Watkins, Buendia, Bailey, and Ings. Craig, can't remember what we said in the preview. I think we highlighted a few threats here. Mings will kind of always get into the box on the corners, on the set pieces, and look for a header, that kind of thing. Young is... Young scored a goal recently. He's 37 million year old, but he's still kind of got a proper football in the head on him, hasn't he? Then you've got the likes of Louise, you've got Watkins, you've got Bailey, who's starting to hit some form. Of course, you've got Ings, and then on the bench you've got Coutinho to come on as well. So, if we can assume that the tails will be slightly up today, we can't just kind of expect this to be all one-way traffic. I mean, I know we're saying here that they're going to sit back, but if they do break, they've got the people to hurt us.
Oh, they do. They really do. But we're the type of team now that welcomes pressure because it allows us to play our expansive style of football, as we found out against Spurs, because we can get that pressing ability on there. And you're on about Mings being a bit of a threat from set pieces, but he is, every now and again, due a disaster class. He's not the greatest with the ball at his feet, so our pressing could very well come into our favour on that one, especially if they want to play out from the back, which you'd think they would do now. Not many teams just hoof it up from the keeper from the get-go. They're not Burnley anymore. So, hopefully they will start from the back, play it out, we can get the press, and we can impose our tactics from the get-go.
Yeah, I think in those situations, Keegs, when teams are sitting back and trying to soak up pressure and hit you on the break, you've really got to get... I mean, you assume you'll have the possession, but you've really got to get that first goal, haven't you? Because once you do that, they have to then come out. But who's your picks in this team that will cause us some trouble? I mean, obviously Ings I actually think Ings is a pretty underrated striker in many ways. He's very clever. He finds the space really well. He's 30. He looks like he's been 30 for about 40 years. Does that make sense? I don't think that makes sense. But who do you see as the threats in this team, and how important is that first goal?
Yeah, no, I think the first goal is massive. Like you said, it sort of forces teams to actually come out and play against us, which, I'm not sure teams will, especially teams like Aston Villa, like teams outside the other big 7 teams who probably back themselves to beat us. I think most of them, especially away from home or when we're at home, will come out and just be a bit more passive and a bit more defensive, knowing that we're very, very dangerous when we sort of get time and the game's a bit like basketball where it's just going up and back all the time. But I think, Ings is obviously a danger. I think Watkins as well. I think he's still trying to get on that plane to Qatar, so he's another one to be looking to impress during the game.
Yeah, he can strike a ball, can't he? He's made the transition well from the lower leagues. Just seeing in the comments here, getting a few predictions in. Ian Eckhart there, 4-0. I'll take that all day. Thank you very much. BT 4-0 as well. Andy's saying 2-0 Newcastle. Miggy and Wilson again. Pope solid as a rock when he needs to be. Yeah, I don't know. I'm still not convinced with Pope, to be quite honest with you. Yeah, I don't know. But Tunza, very tough game. Don't take it for granted that we'll win. Absolutely right. How will Newcastle approach this then? Do you think they will just simply, Craig, maintain possession as much as possible, kick the balls, do the sort of crossing into the box? Hopefully that will get the big men on the end up.
I think we'll try and go through the middle. I really do. I think we'll try and go through the middle because, like I said, Mings, he's not the greatest on the ball. And if anything, he's the one that's just going to hoof it back up the pitch because he doesn't have that quality to pass it out from the back. And if he just hoofs it up, the likes of Shaw and Botman are just going to clean those up like it's breakfast in the morning, And getting it past them too with Wilson running in behind and Miggy cutting in as well. And if we can get Joe Linton to cut in as well, because I think he's going to be starting on the left, because that's how he started against Spurs, then I think that's how we're going to try and break them down through the middle. And if that fails, then we can go to the wings if have to.
Well, you were talking in the preview about our wings having that nice triangular play, so I guess you'll be sort of expecting more of that. The same from, who was it again? It was Miggy,
Trippier,
Bruno, and Trippier.
And Bruno, yeah, okay. Yeah, and of course, if Aston Villa do push out from the back, we've got the personnel to keep the pressure up and get behind them, and yeah, I mean that's a good point from BT there. How does know Ings from Burnley? I mean, I think everyone knows Ings by now, though. I mean, he's been around the block long enough to kind of know what he's about, Let's have a look at the table, just because. I mean, look at it. It's absolutely bloody amazing. Oh, man. The amount of times I've looked at this table this week, man, it's bloody ridiculous. I've just been sitting there like, dribbling like an idiot. Man City have moved back to the top after the win against, who was it? Who they just played? I forget. Leicester. Leicester actually put up a bit of a fight in that game. I was quite surprised that they did quite well in the end. Obviously got 0 points still. So City on 29, then Arsenal bumped down at least temporarily on 28 points. Then you got Spurs in third with 23, and then the mighty bastard Mags. That's my first swear of the day. Newcastle United in fourth on 21. Chelsea hot on our heels with a game in hand on 21 as well. And then some small clubs all the way down to Aston Villa at the very bottom on 12 points. I did actually cut off the relegation places, but that's obviously very close to the relegation places. Leicester not winning has probably helped a little bit there for Aston Villa, but they're on 12 points in 15th. You can see from the right-hand side here, the form is very much in Newcastle's favour if we compare the two teams. So Newcastle have drawn 2, and won 4. And Villa have won 1, drawn 2, lost 2. Sorry, won 2, drawn 2, lost 2. So a very mixed bag from Aston Villa. But possibly on the way up. They've got a new manager coming in. Did someone say that Emery, was it the current caretaker manager said that Emery hadn't been in touch with anybody at all? Craig, were you saying?
I watched the Aston Villa press. I don't know if it was all of it, but it was like a 50-minute bit of it. But he did confirm that he's had 0 contact with Emery from the moment he was announced as the manager, which I know you mentioned that could be something to do with his work permit or whatever, but still a bit strange. And I could always turn around and say, yeah, I've had no contact, and they've been texting each other every 20 minutes or so. But, it's just one of those things where you think, yeah, we've been on the phone. This is his ideas, blah, blah, blah. He's going to be in the stands today as well. So no doubt the cameras will pick up the second he walks out onto the terrace. Be interesting to see if there's a handshake between him and Mandy or Murdad if they're there. Because obviously he was a shoe-in before Eddie. And, could be a bit of a frosty handshake. We will see.
Oh, I'm sure there's no harm done by that. We kind of, he complained that we went the wrong way about it, didn't he? By talking about it in the press or leaking it to the press, however that came out. And he was like, no, I don't like this, which is fair enough. But otherwise, I guess he would have took the job, and we were talking about him instead of Eddie Howe. Just speaking about the new manager, Keegs, you were on the Villa pod recently. What do they have to say about him? And did you suggest to them, or did they suggest to you that maybe he was going to be picking the team today?
No, I suggested it to them because it does seem very weird that a bloke who's actually in charge is signed and he's been announced has no influence or say in what's happening. I think whether it's the same players, he would have had his fingerprints all over, I think, the way they want to play, and then go out and try and perform. Like it seems baffling that he's going to let the bloke who he's never met and never ever had contact with, like, control his side. Like it's just stupid.
As I said in the pod, the preview pod, that these caretaker guys really do want to get themselves in the window, and they want to sort of say, look, I can do this job as well. Next time a position comes up somewhere, lower league maybe, give me a shot, and I've just showed you that I can kind of win a game in the Premier League. So how good am I? But it does seem like you would imagine Emery would just be sending in messages saying, right, I've done my research all this week, because they announced it on Tuesday. So he probably would have been looking at the team, doing his own research, if he hasn't already done it anyway before he even took the job. So he's had all week to think about this. I mean, I'm not even sure if he's on gardening leave or if he's still in control of, where is he at, Nice or something? Wherever he is.
Villarreal.
Villarreal, that was close. I don't know if he's still in control there or what, because they've already announced it officially that he's leaving. So, like, did they just say, well, garden leave until you're gone, sort of thing? But you imagine he's been doing some research. So I'd be very surprised if he hasn't been in touch with somebody. I mean, is this one of those kind of clever play on words where he's saying he hasn't been in touch with me, but he's been in touch with all my other backroom staff, and they've been in touch with me? Like, is he sort of insulating himself from some kind of bullshit kind of setup? Who knows? Anyway, but it'll be interesting to see how they play today. They'll obviously have the tails up. Aston Villa could have really done with Stevie G being in the seat still, like, because he
really could have. Aye.
He was awful, wasn't he? He was just absolute. All that talk of him, maybe he's being our manager, and what a bullet that was dodged.
Scout Steve Bruce. That's all he is.
You look at them both, and him and Lampard, and I think initially I was thinking Villa have done much better here than Everton by getting Gerrard in instead of Lampard, but I mean, only one of those is still in the job. So I guess it proves that, Lampard's actually slightly better than Gerrard, one way or another. And is that because he's got experience in the English lower leagues with Derby, and Stevie Gerrard's got experience in the Farmers League with Rangers? Is that why? Is it just expectations of Villa?
I think the two of them, they've got big egos because they were both big players. And I think a lot of them thought, you know what, good player means I'm going to be a good manager. Never, ever is always the case. I mean, you look at Shearer for us for a kickoff. Yes, he had a dog shit squad, but he wasn't great. And
well, he did all right. It's just, I mean, at the end of the day, it was down to like the last goal of the season or something, wasn't it?
Own goal off Damien Duff.
Damien Duff. Oh,
against Villa.
It was against Villa. I remember him. The one thing I remember about that was he's like, oh, I'm as loyal as they come, me. I'm staying, I'm loyal as they come. 2 weeks later, he pissed off. Out the door. Fucking hell. When he was good, Damien Duff, he was good, but like a lot of times he was terrible.
He was injured a lot now.
And then he was, and then just pisses off like the first opportunity. Yeah, you can get in the bin. Right, teams are in the tunnel. We are getting close to kickoff. 4 minutes to go, by my reckoning.
Just watching them come out now, it's really upsetting that Dan Burn has to walk out by himself and not next to Ryan Fraser.
Dan Burn,
I don't know if he has
to duck under the door frame. Have you seen it? He has to literally go into it.
It's crazy.
So is Botman as well, mind you. He's a frigging massive bloke and all.
But the Brazilian national coach is in the stands today as well. He's got a few players to look at, to be honest. So we've got Coutinho, there's obviously Douglas Luiz for them, and we've got Bruno, we've got Joe Linton. So this could be a make or break game for whether they go to the World Cup. And Lee, I'm going to let you be a bit reserved on this one. We know your feelings, and you spoke about them in the World Cup on the preview. But I'd love to see Big Joe at the World Cup. He deserves it, doesn't he, Keegs?
100%. But I'm firmly on the Brazil and France train for the World Cup. Me and a friend took advantage of a promotion we've had over here in Australia for a betting company to get $1,001 if any of them win the World Cup. So yeah, we're firmly in the Brazil and France category, but hopefully it's France and Brazil get knocked out in the group stage, which means Miggy only gets to play 3 games. So that'd be good for us.
Yeah, I'll just repeat it for the sake of it. I don't want. I'm just selfish. I don't want any of our lads to go off on international duty and get smashed and then come back a crock like Isaac Big Dog did. He's been here 5 friggin' minutes. Pisses off to Sweden. Did he even play? Did he just get injured in training at Sweden camp?
Training now.
Yeah, no, I was in training. Yeah.
I mean, it's just I mean, I know it's nice to sort of have an interest in this sort of stuff from players in your team. You know, you can watch England or whatever. You can go, oh, there's Trippier. You know, he's always done well. Great, that's good for us because it's Newcastle. But you know, most of the time, it just benefits the player. The club just sort of have to sit there nervously hoping that people don't die. You know, and come back in pieces. In an ideal world, they get the recognition somehow, but they'd stay in Newcastle and, you know, get wrapped up in bubble wrap and don't get injured.
I swear, they're just going, we're just putting the lineups on our telecast now. Botman looks like a bad guy from a Die Hard movie, doesn't he? You could just see him as
Ginger Piello, who shared it on Twitter, where it shows Ivan Drago doing his training montage in Rocky IV. And he said, this is Eddie training Bruno. Botman even. It was hilarious.
Yeah, so we are 1 minute away from kickoff. And it'll be interesting to see how this starts. Keegs, I think you're on co-commentary, aren't you? You're going to do your John Anderson special?
Yeah,
Just kick it, man!
I'm the Robin to your Batman. Botman, whichever way you want to think about it.
There you go, Lee. Andy's got your back.
Get in, Andy, son. That's what I'm talking about. You Stanley. So Newcastle predicted 4-3-3 as we would expect. Villa allegedly going with 4-2-3-1, which, yeah, did they play 4-2-3-1 last time? I can't remember.
They did.
It'll change in that position and all that kind of stuff. Like Jack said before, you know, there's no one set position these days. It all depends on if you're in position, out of position, if you're tracking back or whatever.
Absolutely.
There's Tyndall. How do you rate his time there, Keegs?
Good for the conditions. I'm scared he might rust if it rains.
Is he smashing the sunbeds or what? He's not getting any sun in Newcastle.
Does he have a side hustle?
He'll be a Tantastic every Friday, won't he? Straight from training, straight to Tantastic. Get that bronze and oil and all.
Big flag. He's got it's believing up in the Gallagher there.
Varnish level of 7.5, I reckon.
His middle name's Ron Seal.
It's weatherproofed, all right. Bruno doing his laces and sorting out his shin guards. And we are pretty much ready to go. Villa are still in the huddle, trying to pretend like they've got some kind of unity going on. Newcastle appear to have won the toss. We are going to be kicking off towards Leazes, which is good news.
A bit of rain coming down already, Lee.
It looks like it, doesn't it?
Yeah. Tyndall's going to be up. He's going to be... he might even be rusty by half-time if he doesn't put a jacket on.
There is rain, yeah. It's on the camera. And Joe Linton's already in position doing his dinky runs down the left here. And Newcastle have a throw in. And the rain's coming down. Is that going to affect us very much? Because, I mean, it was shitting it down at Spurs, wasn't it?
I didn't rain for that long, though, did it?
Oh, but it came down, though. Like, it was like a bloody monsoon. So Newcastle still with the ball in Villa's half. Joe Linton straight into possession, and he's keeping it down there. Received it again. And Longy's being dispossessed. Or was it Dan Burn? Might have been Dan Burn. And here come Villa in transition already. So they're into Newcastle's half here and fed it wide on the right. It's easily blocked out by Shaw, I think that was. And Newcastle kind of aimlessly punt the ball forward, easily mobbed up by Villa. It's on the halfway line now. I suppose we'll see how well they've recovered in these first early few minutes. See if they can keep up the pressure. And Villa trying to do an overlap down the wing here. It's easily cut off by big bad Botman.
Massive man crush on him, to be honest. I really do.
Yeah. Are you going to pause your timer there, Craig, to get on the same?
Already have.
Right, cool. Keeks, are you on the same sort of time as me?
No, I'm a bit ahead.
2 minutes just now.
Yeah, I'm about 20 seconds ahead.
It's Brisbane, mate. I don't know what's about Brisbane, but there's some kind of time dilation thing going on. Every time. So Newcastle have the ball, free kick, they've kicked it back towards defenders and just looking to get out on the half here. Early days, no challenges, no chances, not much going on at the minute, just feeling each other out. Not quite got our range right on some of these passes just yet. But some nice early pressing from Newcastle here, keeping the ball in Aston Villa's half. Joe Linton under a bit of pressure there, but he's managed to keep a hold of it, I think. That's brilliant bit of tackling there.
Oh!
Longy. Ball to the wide. It's cleared down the line to Trips. It kicks it in. It's headed over the bar by Wilson. A lovely move down the right wing there, Keeks.
He should have done better there.
You reckon?
Yeah.
He's leaning back, wasn't he?
He can't go to Qatar if he's missing them.
Good. Lovely ball in down the wing there. Cut back beautifully. And it's a free header, you know. That's a free header. Yeah. He's not being challenged at all. Yeah, just a little bit behind him. Yeah, lovely ball from Trips as well on the overlap. And it's a Villa goal kick. But shot across the bars there from Newcastle.
Surprised to see them going long so early with the keeper yet. That's surprising. I thought they'd play out from the back.
Bruno down under a bit of pressure, gets a free kick to Newcastle, and it's inside the Villa half.
Good to see Jack on refereeing duties for today's game as well.
It's an elbow in the back of Bruno. He goes down. He feels the contact, goes down, and gets a free kick. But it's been taken too fast by the looks of things. So we have to bring that back and try again.
There he is.
He's proper baldy, isn't he? I don't know why my stream's always miles behind everybody. Even Andy's ahead of me. Trips with a clever ball down the line. It's just a bit too heavy and it's smothered by Martinez, unfortunately.
Skid on a bit as well there, didn't it?
Yeah.
Can you, Lee, on your stream, can you push the live button? Does that skip ahead a bit?
Scrub forward. Right. I've just missed something from Longy. Explain what happened there. Okay, so the ball's down the right wing again. So it looks like it might be. Oh, you gotta be kidding. So it looks like it might be targeting the right here, but the ball is fed to Longy. He's halfway through the half, and he just lashes it from the very tight wing. He sees the keeper's off his line, but the bananas it in the wrong direction and goes out harmlessly. Had a bit of a smile on his face, didn't he?
Worth a pop, to be honest.
Well,
was
you
out
see
a
the
fair
keeper off
bit.
the line. You always want to do that. Newcastle are very quickly getting the ball back in play here. All of a Villa right now, not giving them a chance.
You can still see a bit of peck on them jumpers.
Yeah, getting excited, mate. You get stiffer than a
Just for
hanky
you,
panky.
Keegan. You knew you were coming on the pod, didn't you?
He might have done a quick 20 before he came out. Quick 20 push-ups.
The ball's down the right. No, it's cut back inside by Miggy, who squares it to Willock, who kicks it back to Bruno. And plays that wide to his mate Joe. Willock on the overlap. And heavy tackle there from Villa. Willock goes down, gets nothing. Cries from the crowd that the ball went out of play, which it didn't. And Newcastle give away a free kick to relieve some of the pressure on Villa. It's been, as we expected, non-stop pressure from Newcastle here. But would you say, Keegs, that Villa are sitting back like we expected? It looks to me like they're trying to play out here.
Yeah, no, I was just about to say the same thing. I think they're actually trying to have a go, and that's probably part of the reason why they've been stuck in their half, because we've managed to shut them down pretty well. It's interesting to see sometimes if they favour like a side they want to give up, as in defensively. So when they play out, which side, like if it's in the middle, which side does Wilson run to make him play out to the other side?
Yeah.
So does he sort of let him play out to the left, which means the ball will be on our right hand side?
Here's Villa whipping the ball in straight to Pope. No harm from that at all. And Pope gets the ball in play straight away. Just Villa getting a little bit of their half here and putting a bit of pressure on Newcastle. There was a moment there where Willock almost lost the ball, but he's done well to maintain it. But we've got to be careful with these, if we're fanning on the ball too long. Here's Longy down the right wing again. And it's a lovely ball down towards Wilson, but easily cut out by Mings, who gives it away straight away to Newcastle over the halfway.
He's not comfortable on the ball.
Mings.
He's got a bit of the cells about him, doesn't he?
He does.
Here comes Villa again. Down our right, and Trippier was almost about to lose possession. He kind of wings it back, then he goes down under challenge and he wins a free kick to Newcastle. So that's a free kick right at the right back position. Let's just have a look at this again. Yeah, it's just one of those ones where he gets kicked on his standing leg and he feels the contact and goes down. That was Bailey. Bailey was nowhere near the ball there, was it, Keeks?
No, I think he just sort of kicked his leg out in hope and tried to sort of maybe get the ball free again, but not against Trippier.
There's a lot of holding going on with Callum Wilson there, but cries from the crowd, but nothing given to Newcastle. And in fact, the referee's given a throw in to Aston Villa. Miggy's not quite sure.
I think it was a high boot.
High boot?
Free kick for a high boot, yeah.
Right on. Miggy's like, whoa. He's like, whoa.
He's still smiling even when he's confused.
His boot was barely raised there. The guy's dipping his head into his boot. It's one of those ones, No wonder he's looking puzzled. And Villa gets back underway in their own half, having a bit of possession here. Into Newcastle's half, playing a 1-2 down the right here. He's in space. He's got space to cross. Got plenty of time to do it as well, but it's smothered by Dan Byrne, who releases Joe Linton. And he's given the ball away. So, I think we're suffering a little bit from some of the possession and pressure from Aston Villa a little bit. I think we look a little bit leggy.
Tyndall, Mr. Varnish really encouraging them to get up and get up on the front foot and try and get back in our half.
Just got out, unfortunately. Yeah, we look. I don't know if it's tired minds or tired bodies or a little bit of both, but we do look a little bit off the pit. The high press. I'm not seeing the high press that we normally expect.
I think I did speak about this on the Villa pod that they're a very hard team to prepare for because you don't actually know who you are preparing for. Are you preparing for a Steven Gerrard team or a Danks team, or is it an Emery team? It would have been really hard. And I said especially the first half, would be a real sort of struggle for Newcastle with their tactics because they have to sort of try and work out on the run what they're trying to do.
Yeah, there was just a moment of play there in Villa's half along the box area where they're playing triangles between each other, and Newcastle are pressing, and eventually get a boot in. Unfortunately, goes out for Villa throw, but I'm just saying there, the press doesn't look like it's there quite in the same intensity, but it is definitely still there. And there's another example, Villa just end up kicking the ball out. So Newcastle have regained possession again in their own half. 10 minutes in, 11 minutes in. Nothing really to talk about other than the Wilson missed header over the bar.
We've got a goal at Brighton as well.
The first goal is going to be essential there.
You know, this is very similar to the Brentford game, though, isn't it?
Well, I mean, we got lucky in that game as well, of course, by their first goal getting chalked off. Here come Villa. The Newcastle give the ball away. Villa inside
Very
the area
again.
And Pope smothers the ball at full stretch and gives the ball straight away.
Pope, man, what are you doing?
Rolls the ball out. He's trying to release Willock. Willock's not quite on the same wavelength, and the ball just rolls straight to Villa. Just had to hold it for a few seconds longer. So the longer this kind of goes on and the more possession Villa get, the more confident they're going to become and the harder it's going to be for us.
One thing you'd like to think, though, if Villa want to try and keep up this momentum, you'd like to think our fitness would show towards the end of the game, because that's one thing we are actually known for now, is how fit the squad is.
Newcastle down the left wing here with Willock.
That could be very...
Cut back to Joe Linton.
Offside.
Almiron quickly ran down. Bruno finds a bit of space close to the box. He dinks it to the far wing. Where's Miggy? And he's kept it in play, has he? It was offside. I think all the players looked like they knew it was offside there as well.
I think it went out of play for a goal kick.
It went out of play, but it looked like...
No, I think he offside, I think he gave.
Really?
Beautiful ball from Bruno. It's not offside.
No, he's onside.
I
think this second touch, they were going out.
It's gone out. And I think all the players knew it because they were just kind of stretching and lazily trying to kick the ball there. So, yeah.
Good switch of play, though. Good switch of the wings.
Yeah. I've just realised the timer on the screen here is a little bit out. My 6-0's not looking too good at the minute. Timmy will be pleased about that, I reckon.
So far. But
anything you've seen so far, Keegs, that makes you think we should be changing anything at this early stage, coming up to 15 minutes?
No, not at this stage. I think, like I said, it's still teams are both filling themselves out, and I think we're trying to work out what they're going to do and how they're going to play before we react and try and stop it. But they're not sitting back. They're definitely coming here and having a go.
Yeah, absolutely. Which is it's good to see. In fairness, we did sort of speculate if we did this, it would play into our hands, but so far not quite. Here comes that triangle that you're talking about there, Craig, down the right.
Yep.
It's Newcastle on the edge of Villa box down the right-hand wing, and just looking for options there. Trippier pulls it back towards the halfway line, and then it's a long punt over the top to Miggy.
What a ball that is!
And he's just a little bit too slow getting the ball under control, and the defender comes in. And did we get a corner there? Or did he? Didn't get a corner. Must have kicked it straight out. Yeah. Beautiful ball over the top from the halfway line to Miggy, and his first touch is a little bit heavy. The ball's bouncing a bit. He can't get under his spell, and it. I thought the defender came in sliding and got a touch on it.
Yeah, it did seem like that, but
yeah, it obviously just straight up.
Same thing. Just forgot he didn't have a right foot.
So Villa get back underway, and it's a long ball headed forwards. Trippier is kind of giving the ball away there to Villa, who've regained possession in Newcastle's half.
As much as we've praised Trippier for everything that he does have the odd sloppy pass on him every now and again, doesn't he? When it looks like there's an easy pass on.
He does, but you've got to remember he touches the ball more than anyone in our team, so he's bound
That's
to.
true. Aye.
He's bound to
It's
do
slightly
that.
skewed.
It's not like he's having half the touches and turning it over the same thing at the same time.
Here come Villa in Newcastle's half again down Trippier's side. Trippier seems to get targeted an awful lot, and the cross was cut out and it's put it forward, hopefully towards Wilson, who's getting pulled all over the place. And those rarely ever get given in favour of the striker. Danny Mings wins again, and the ball's with the Villa defence. Newcastle back into their formation up front, looking to press.
So we basically looks like a man-on-man in this front third for us.
Just feels a bit like to me that the press isn't quite as energetic. Could we be suffering a little bit of legginess from that really difficult spell of games, and then of course the effort that went into the Spurs win?
No,
I don't think you don't think to be Harry.
Yeah, you don't start the game leggy. You tell in the last 15, 20 minutes.
Well, by leggy, I mean that we don't look like we have the energy levels. I don't mean like we look
flat
in that sense. We just look, we look flat. Yeah, that's what I should have said.
Flat as a biscuit.
Bruno's balls with Newcastle. They're trying to get our own half and kind of being pushed back a little bit by some effective marking from Villa, but we keep the ball in play. And it's a long switch of play towards Joe Linton. A beautiful ball that is, all the way to Villa's edge of the box. Kicked a goal, saved by Martinez, and we were lurking there for the spill, but it didn't quite come. And Martinez is down now, holding his face. I think he's been kicked by his own defender. It's Mings, so it looks like Mings might have taken out his own keeper.
You tell you he's due a disaster class. That could be part of it.
So look, he'll be all right. Martinez, I think he's just wasting time. This ball was all the way from inside our own half. He sees Joe Linton in space. Beautiful ball. Incredible first touch. Joe takes a fairly tame shot towards goal on the edge of the box. It's easily caught up by Martinez, and then Martinez drops it a little bit.
Maybe a knee to the head.
I think under pressure from Wilson. Under pressure from Wilson, Mings makes contact with his keeper.
Just a bit of a knee to the left side of the head.
Yeah, just a knee to the head.
Could be nasty.
Fine. He'll be all right. He's moving around. He's fine.
Head injury, so we're already going to get 2-3 minutes of added on time.
Yeah. And they're just saying here as well, of course, the concussion protocols have to be followed nowadays, which is obviously absolutely right.
Yeah.
I imagine if there was a change from did the concussion protocol subs, they're free subs, aren't they? You can just do a concussion sub.
Yeah.
Who have they got on the bench as a reserve keeper, Lee?
Mark Bosnich.
Did Hislop ever play for them? No,
Olsen, whoever that is.
Olsen. Not any idea.
I think
that must be in there, I'd imagine, on screen.
It's warming up.
How do you guys feel about obviously a bit difficult with a goalkeeper, but an outfield player like a temporary sub so they can go off and get assessed properly for a concussion rather than a 5-minute.
A rolling sub, you mean?
Yeah, only for a concussion, so you can go off and get a concussion test, and then if he's okay, then that sub comes back off and that player comes back on again.
I think that would just get a little bit too confusing to follow, wouldn't it? We're simple folk. We're like simple things.
It's about head knocks, though. I think it's something they should consider.
You might as well just throw another ball and then go 2-ball screwball and see what happens.
It's possible that they don't want to move anybody that has a potential head injury as well.
Yeah.
My former boss was a Villa fan. When we played five-a-side, he used to try and break his bad little legs. He knew it too. I hope we smash Villa today to stick it up that prick. Read Ben. No love lost between you and your boss there.
Not anyway.
Did he try and break his legs because he was a Villa fan or because he was his boss? Or was it a little bit of little bit of column A and a little bit of column B?
Tell you what, the longer he stays down, the longer he's got a chance of gunning off.
Yeah, it seems to be taking a long time, this.
I think it was Douglas Luiz at him, was it? Or was it Ings?
No, it was Mings. It was Mings.
Yeah.
He'd be right.
Mings' hair looks like a mop.
It does.
I think he's saying he's good. I'm shaking the heat there. I don't know.
What day is it? Where are you? Making sure that
So,
untoward.
Olsen, who did he used to play for? Was he
Southampton, was it?
someone, wasn't it?
I don't know.
He'll be he'll know how to play and goal. Do you think if Martinez comes off, that helps us at all, Keeks?
I think so. He's their captain for starters, so it's always good.
It's weird, isn't it, having a captain as a keeper?
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that.
Like, how are we supposed to get your message out?
That's true.
Although, I mean, captains probably don't do a great deal these days.
You take a break.
Anyways, but like...
Man United had 10 captains when we played them.
Mm.
It looks like he's going to stay on. Brighton 2-0 up against Chelsea after 20 minutes as well.
That's good for us.
I'm not sure why the fans are booing the keeper for having a knock to
Nah.
like, it's brainless.
That's right.
I think they don't get the benefit of the replay, though, in the stadium, do they?
No. Has anyone been tracking time with this? Because this has been ages.
Been a good 3 minutes at least, I'd say.
Nice. He's just said the ref is all right. Why are they asking him if he's all right? Isn't it one of the things at concussion that you don't know that you have concussion?
Yeah. It's surely down to where the physios and whoever.
It's a timing thing, though. It kicks in after a certain amount of time, doesn't it?
Oh.
Doesn't it tend to do that? I might be wrong. I'm not a doctor. So it looks like the ref's going to do a drop ball here. But it's one of those... why did they do this? A drop ball where Wilson has to stand away from him.
Yeah, non-contested drop ball is pointless. Genuinely pointless.
Well, Martinez is...
Went out for a goal kick, didn't it?
Yeah, I don't even know how... Well, yeah, it did. Well, no, actually, if anything, it probably went out for... I don't know. Anyway, we're back into play, so there's going to be a fair amount of time at half-time here to add on. And Villa straight down Newcastle's right again. And he's done well here. He's inside, Villa inside the box and smothered by somebody.
Dan Burn, I think.
There's another guy down injured now in the box, Villa.
Trying to get the ref's attention.
Newcastle
keep playing if it's not head injury.
Here. The referee's allowing play to go on. Miggy on the wing here. And he's got an overlap with Trips, who's played a little dinky one forwards to... who was that?
Longstaff.
It went down, and there's been an offside in a kiss, and it's
it was a tough challenge from Byrne, wasn't it?
He's in a bit of trouble there.
He was full of meat and potatoes with that one.
So let's have a look at this. Here comes the replay. He did a brilliant bit of running here, Bailey. He goes around Shaw like he's not even there. It's a crunching tackle from Dan Burn. Let's have a look. Buendia almost went down. And
fair play to him for not going down there neither.
Yeah,
I think that was all fair enough, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it's a 50-50 tackle. No one was in control of the ball, but I think Byrne got enough of it to warrant as an actual tackle rather than a foul.
And Bailey's...
I still reckon...
Bailey's definitely targeting that right side there. Bailey seems to...
Yeah.
Like, I think in one of the podcasts from Villa, they said that he'd started to play like an actual player because he's not really getting a lot of time for Villa since he joins. And he looks like he's... I mean, he went around Shaw there like he wasn't even there. That's got to be a worry.
I wonder if that them playing down the right-hand side is a way to try and keep Trippier pegged back. Well, and actually make him defend rather than encouraging him to get up the field because they're coming down the left-hand side thinking that...
Because it happens all the time. It happens almost in very many games, the target down Trippier's side. I thought it was because he was shorter and maybe he's not the fastest.
No, I think it's the other way. I think it's to try and keep him back down there.
Yeah.
Because everyone would think we're weaker down the left-hand side. That allows Trippier to get up the field a bit more as well.
Mm-hmm.
This game is screaming out for ASM, isn't it?
I don't know. We haven't really done that much with the ball. I'm not sure. There would be space for ASM to run into because the Villa was set up that way. So maybe. I
did think, Craig, when you said before, with the fitness and stuff like that, it'd be really handy to come on towards the end if they're tiring. But if the game's going to be stopping and starting like this, no one's going to get tired, are they?
Nah.
Southgate's in the stands as well. So you've got Southgate, you've got the Brazil national coach. Who else was there?
Mandy?
Murder and their kid, I think.
Murdered?
Yes, wasn't someone else watching from the stands? I forget who.
Oh, Unai Emery's supposed to be there as well.
Emery, that's right, yeah.
Oh, so they would have found him by now, wouldn't they? They've had 26 minutes with 2
I've only just found
long
Southgate, man.
stops.
So Villa temporarily man down. Play hasn't restarted yet. I'm not sure what the hold-up is. It's going to be about 5 minutes time easy at the end of this half.
Easily. I reckon it'd be 6. Although they are a
Any-
bit generous.
Any suspicion that this is a bit of gamesmanship? Oh, it looks like the wind's picking up as well. So that's going to be interesting. Any gamesmanship in this, do you think? Or is this pure, proper injuries? And again, another free ball to
No.
Villa. How is this a free ball to Villa? How is it a free ball to Villa?
We had possession.
It didn't, but the ball went out, didn't it? It didn't stop play. It was blown up for offside or something, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's when the game stopped. The game stopped when the game stopped. It wasn't in play.
Yeah, so what
Oh.
the
I
fuck
didn't get that.
is the ref doing?
Big Joe's just sent him to the shops.
Here's Newcastle, and it's a lazy ball straight to Martinez from the half line. Trips is. I thought he was down there. He's all right.
Offside. Oh,
What the hell
What's
is this
happening
ref
here?
doing? He's getting the keeper to take the ball again. What are you doing, mate?
eh.
So he's got a bit of me time about him at the moment. Jack?
So, what's going on here? Why is the keeper taking it from the edge of the box here? Anyway, the ball's back in play. God knows what the hell this ref's doing. Easily defended by Botman, mopping up from Longy. Bruno goes down. Newcastle free kick, and the crowd love it. I keep thinking that's Mopey, you know, that bloke who was down there. Looks a lot like Mopey to me.
There's not enough Neils, is there?
What was that, Keegan?
There's not enough Neils.
We've given the ball away here. It's fed straight down. There's Villa on the edge of the box. Plenty of space. Just getting a few men back. That was lazy by Bruno. He was trying to be clever with a back heel. It didn't even look to see if anyone was there. Guess what? There wasn't. And Villa are now in possession on the edge of Newcastle's box, down the right wing again. We've made it slightly more central. And they're going down like a sack of shit here, but ball's still in play. There's a runner on the right. Joe's with him. He gets the ball in. It's a free kick. He's fluffed it. Forced to Villa, and he also fluffs it. It's smothered by, I think,
Miggy.
Longy. I'm not sure. Was it Miggy?
Yeah, I think Miggy. Yeah.
And Newcastle do well. Just get a hold of the ball here. I mean, this game's been devoid of any real chances at goal.
Any real quality either, to be honest. High foot there.
Newcastle get a free kick for a high foot
God.
from Bailey on Trippier. It's holding his head, so it must have been a high boot.
What we're making of their time wasting antics is what Andy's mentioned in the comments there. Do you think it's genuine for the injuries, or they are trying to do
No,
what
I
they can to
think
squeeze a few minutes on the clock?
with the Martinez one, I think you know if you've been concussed or not.
Aye. I've had a few concussions in my time, and they're not nice, like. But
Made your hair turn yellow.
Newcastle
how bad mine was.
trying to knock on the door of Villa here. Villa still, even though Newcastle in possession in Villa's half here, Villa are still keeping some outfield players. They're not sitting back quite as deep as we thought they would. And there's a lovely release ball here down the wing. Longy tries to chip it in, but it's smothered, and it goes out for a throw into Newcastle alongside the 8-yard box, I suppose, on the right. in Newcastle's direction.
How are Newcastle, man?
How are you, Newcastle, man?
Come on, you bastards.
Brighton beating Chelsea 2-0 so far.
And Bournemouth
are
have got a
losing.
goal against
Spurs
Tottenham as
losing to
well.
Bournemouth.
Beat you
Yeah.
to it.
Jeez, if we win this game, that'll be brilliant. Whip the
Aye,
ball in
third.
square, and it's defended too easy by Villa. Newcastle,
Well,
I was just about to say, we're starting to maintain a bit of possession here, but Villa have stole it into Newcastle's half, once again down the right. And Bailey goes down like a sack of shit, gets nothing. And I do think Villa are starting to try and apply a similar sort of high press to the way Newcastle have been playing, you know?
not good enough yet, John, but there's still an
Well,
hour's football plus out of time to go, so who knows?
Looks like Newcastle's starting
There
to
could be
fit a few
2 hours
passes
left
together.
after these
Switch
stops.
play to Joe Linton down the left. He feeds Willock, who leaves it. For Longy, who wasn't quite expecting it. Oh, it was Dan Burn, sorry. It's back with Joe on the wing.
BDB.
Joe's looking to try and get a ball in, I think. He gets it in, but it's so... Gets the ball in, but Martinez gets his hands to it. A little bit too close. Martinez sitting on the floor, huffing and puffing. He's gone down, holding his head. This might
He's
be
got to get off then.
This will be a concussion change.
Got
I
to
don't
be.
know why the fans are booing. If he's got a concussion, get him off. Why are we booing?
So I think the time to boo is if he gets up and starts playing. That's when you
Absolutely. But he's not.
I don't think you boo.
There's actually talk
now.
from the commentators that this might have been a penalty to Wilson because he's getting manhandled the whole time. Yes, Mings has just manhandled Wilson to the floor. So even if that ball gets past Martinez, there's no guarantee Wilson gets anything on it.
No.
He's going to have to go off. He's went down of his own accord. He has to go off.
He's seeing two of everything, yeah.
He looks like me after a couple of beers.
What, South American?
I'll start speaking Argentinian.
Yeah, I tend to agree with Ben, but, if Villa happen to get the first goal, it's going to be a very different game of football, isn't it? Just seeing a replay of Joe Linton's fairly tame shot towards Martinez, who does well to smother it, spills it a bit, gets a proper knee in the face of Watkins. Mings.
It's a knee to a temple. Like that's
right in the side of the head. And Mings is at full pelt there as well, so that's going to hurt.
He's just booked a room in the concussion hotel.
And you can't blame him for wanting to stay on the pitch. Shows his commitment for the team. But he's not doing the right thing for the team if he's not going to be able to play at his best.
No,
and if he
that's
hadn't
why-
spilled that ball and it had just
He's
been a
going
tap in, everyone's like, he should have been off 10 minutes ago.
Yeah.
But that's why he's sat down. He knows he's not right. He just went
Yeah.
to save there. Head's wobbled a little bit, and he's felt it, so he has to go off.
He's going off.
So he is doing the right thing, Craig. You know what I mean? He's not trying to.
He is, but should he have went off straight away?
Well, that's what the
Yes,
commentators are
he
asking.
should have. Craig, I 100% agree.
Or should the coaches have made that decision, the physios even?
It's hard. So that's what I was saying before. That's why you should go off and get a proper concussion test so they can assess these things properly and make a clinical decision, I guess, with what needs to happen.
And he's taking his absolute nana to get off the pitch here.
Yeah.
Getting a hug
I
and a
don't-
kiss from everybody.
I don't think
It's
a
gonna-
tap on the head's going to help him either.
Well,
Good job Keegan's not there because you would crack him in the back of the head. That was his trademark, wasn't it?
There's going to be 10 clear minutes at the end of this half here.
Gotta be.
And also, it's taking his time to get on. It's a bit. It's mildly ironic that the fans are
He looks like
booing
Sam Dion.
booing about the time wasting when we did exactly the same thing at Spurs.
Yeah.
Looks like he's coming on with a bloody Holland home kit as well, doesn't it?
Looks like
Proper-
Mike Williamson's dad.
Proper orange, isn't it?
Another drop. Fuck off, man, ref.
He's in love with the ball.
He threw the ball out, didn't he?
Yeah.
We are finally back underway. Bloody hell, how many stoppages? And it's a long
Well, you're
ball
not
headed
getting
on
a
by
wink of
Villa.
sleep tonight.
Mopped up by Newcastle. Villa are definitely trying to push and press good to see. A bit of head tennis on the halfway line. Bruno again does that switch of play towards Joe. Doesn't quite make it this time. That seems to be something that we've worked on as well. It looks like we're trying to draw them out to one side, or maybe because they're playing down one side, we see that there's an opportunity on the other side, and Bruno's picking Joe out pretty much 9 times out of 10. Throw into Newcastle anyway, halfway line. And Newcastle just backwards to maintain possession. Lovely ball out to the wing. What a ball that was to Miggy in the corner.
Was that Longstaff? I think it was.
And Miggy's on the edge of the box here. I think he's winding up his boot. And it's with Bruno now. Trips needs a bit of help down the wing, really. And Bruno's cut inside a little bit there. Played inside to Longy, I think it was. But he's kind of aimlessly kicked the ball into the centre of the box, and there's nobody there apart from Villa. And it's a throw into Villa.
Starting to turn the screw a little.
Yeah, there's some absolutely beautiful raking balls and some vision to pick out runs around the back of the defenders. You know, it's really good. We just need something on the end of it.
I think you may be right with the 10 minutes, Joe. John Even,
Yeah,
sorry.
Right. Easy.
Stupid o'clock in the morning.
Joe Don.
So he's Bruno, he's Newcastle, middle of Aston Villa's half, with Trips, who plays a dink in towards Bruno, who couldn't quite get a hold of it, and Villa come out. And they've long balled it down to Danny Ings on the right wing here, and he's in acres of space. Newcastle backpedaling a little bit here. They're in the box. Pulled back to Bailey. He's going to wind one. No, it's squared. It's on the edge of the box again. And under pressure, he's kicked the ball out towards the edge of the box, thank God. But Villa maintain possession. Newcastle are all back, and it's played inside behind the lines. And it's squared and cut out by Botman. And Newcastle are on the counter.
Come on.
And this is what we're talking about. If they come at us like that and we can get the ball out quick enough, we can hurt them on the counter attack. Here's Willock. He's got a bit of space, got a few options ahead of him, but he's dawdling. Trips on the wing, just outside Villa's box. It's with Bruno. The move's kind of broken down a little bit here, and it goes out for a throw-in.
You know, as mentioned before, I do still think this game would be perfect for ASM. If he's got 45 minutes in and bring him on at half time, I'd say.
ASM?
Oh, jeez, I don't know about that.
He's back from injury, I mean, Christ.
The
The problem with that is you put him on for 45 minutes, he lasts 5, and then you've got to do another sub, haven't you? So.
Well, I mean, what's the point in putting him on the bench if you're not got an option to play him?
Well, you know, for the same reason that he had Shelby on when he wasn't ready to come on, it's just an emergency sub. I mean, I do think you'll get on if the game's safe. If the game's not safe, why would you risk him?
But you want him to be on there as a match winner, though.
I know, but he's just come back from injury.
Oh, not that, but you know, he's obviously fit enough to make the bench, or he's fit enough to kick a ball.
Yeah, but for how long he'd be fit enough to kick the ball? Anyway, here's Villa. Well cut out by Joe. Joe's been up and down that wing non-stop. 3 attempts to each team, 1 shot on target to Newcastle, 0 for Villa. So very little in terms of quality in front of goal here. But the game has been so stop-start, Keegs. I mean, what's Eddie Howe's message going to be coming up to 40 minutes here if it stays like this after the stops and starts and the lack of quality? Actually, before you answer that, here comes Villa down the right-hand side. Newcastle have the defence in position, and he's managed to find a Villa player, but it's cut out again by the long legs of Botman, I think it was. And Bruno feeds Joe, who spreads it wide to Almiron. And it's at the halfway line. So we're looking to do something with this. Switch of play goes straight out. Under absolutely no pressure, Longstaff kicks it straight out of play. Intended target was Willock.
Eddie's looking frustrated on the touchline there. Didn't blame him either. Need to be better.
Sorry, Keegs, go on. What do you reckon Eddie Howe's going to be saying at half time here?
If you don't score, I'm going to do push-ups. Nah, I think it'd be more about ball retention. Just take a little bit more care with the ball.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Well,
if we're controlling the ball, we're controlling the game. So just
absolutely.
take a
But
bit
you
more
can
care
see
with
just
what we're
right now,
doing.
there's a high press from Villa. You know, they're actually doing what we do. They're trying to hurry us and make us push us into mistakes rather, and advantage from it, which is not what I expected them to do, really.
But just what you guys were saying before, with the constant them attacking our right hand side, Maxi's defensive stuff won't be as important.
Created some good chances getting to the
And
byline.
the ball's with Villa here, but it's in Newcastle's half and Villa's half. Newcastle are hurrying them at every step, giving away a free kick, however. Barely gone down from a challenge from Byrne. I'm actually fairly impressed with the way Villa have played here.
Do you think they've got the ability to keep it up for a full 90 minutes there?
I don't know, maybe. The professional footballers at the end of the day.
Yeah, but apparently so are we under Bruce.
Apparently being the key word. Yeah, Villa's going down quite easy here, giving away free kicks.
I think as long as stuff sneezed on, we would have fell out there.
Special Spad, he goes down under absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. And he's Villa going to go kick it from 25 yards out. And it's pretty harmless. And Bruno, lovely bit of chest control to bring the ball to his feet. And he goes down under a challenge. And it's a free kick. Newcastle, it's a very stop-start this game, isn't it? There's no rhythm to it. There's no, both teams are trying their best to impose their play, but it's just so stop-start. The referee's not letting anything happen.
He's
doesn't even let us
very
take the free
whistle happy,
kick.
this one.
He must
He
have got
needs
a
to
new
get back
pip.
to being the front man of RAM. That's his problem. Michael Stipe on the whistle.
They've got a runner on the wing here from Newcastle. It's fed forward towards Wilson. He's in on goal. He shot. It's saved. Oh, good save by the keeper. It's smothered. It was Almiron. Sorry, I thought it was me. I thought it was Wilson. It was Almiron.
No, Almiron.
In the middle of the goal. He's found a bit of space. A lovely ball to find him and smothered. But here's Villa straight on the counter attack in Newcastle's half into the box. And Bailey's kind of just overrun it there. And Newcastle with Bruno and Joe, and they find their way up, but then they've just given the ball straight back to Villa again. And then it's a free kick to Villa.
God, they're fouling out everything.
This referee, man. I hope this isn't going to be the story of the day here. This referee is really destroying this. Let's have a look
We've got
at this
about a
chance
minute
again.
again before we'll find out how much extra time. What we reckon, lads? I'm going to say 12 minutes.
Nah, it's probably like 6 or something.
6, yeah.
It's going to be more than
How's
that,
that
man.
a foul? Dear me. Absolutely nothing in it. Wilson challenging, nothing in it. Villa goes down, gets a free kick. And why wouldn't you? They know they're going to get it.
Yeah, that's the thing.
You might as well just do it.
If you don't give it, they'll stop doing it.
10 minutes extra time. 10 minutes added on. Commentator just confirmed it. So Aston Villa set piece, they're taking it short and down the wing here. It's whipped into the box. It's cleared by Newcastle. Well, this is the last touch by Newcastle off with throw in from Trips. Still in a very dangerous area though. And Villa time wasting again. They obviously don't realise there's 10 minutes to go here.
It's a shitload of added time for a first half, like. Obviously understandable with what happened, but still. I think Eddie'd want to get them in the changing room as quickly as possible rather than have to wait on.
And Newcastle hack it away. Basically all they could do just hacked it away from the box there. Back to Villa. And such a scrappy game. And the ball's been headed by Byrne into Wilson, who is beaten to it by Mings. And very scrappily, but Villa get the ball back. They're in their own half here. Newcastle have 5 outfield players in Villa's half. That looked like the ball went out, and it has gone out. And it's played in quickly by Joe Linton with Bruno. He's looking for options. It was a loose ball to Longy, who can't run to save his life. And the ball's just up and down, back and forwards. The quality is so poor. Even at times when you think you should be able to get to the ball, it's not getting to them.
With a calm head to take control and manage this moment in the game.
It's the kind of game where you really do show if you're going to be a force to reckon with or not. You know, these are the games you've got to dig out. Ball in from Trippier for the Miggy's opportunity. He's in front of the defence. His first touch was good to control it with his left. He kicks it with his right. Probably should have hit the first time, but does Miggy have a left foot?
No, right foot.
And that's why that didn't go in. But it was a good save by the keeper, in fairness.
We've definitely had 2 clear-cut chances, though, haven't we?
Yep, no, absolutely.
And that one
It's
there.
a lovely inside ball to Almiron again. He's taking on his man. He's got 2 around him. He's in the box.
Head up.
If you get your head up.
Take a look. Yeah. To Trips, to Bruno. Dinked it over the top. It's too much, and Olsen comes out and saves. And gets the ball straight back into the play. And it's a pretty awful ball. Pulled out of his box. Make sure that is
It's a shame for Newcastle on that attack. I think they did
saved
well
with
initially,
comfort.
but then it's just that little bit too
Oh,
much time.
GT putting his nuts on the line.
The ball with the flick over the top, thinking that position. He's got the ability to lose from there.
I'm not convinced we'll score, isn't it? I think this might be a bloody 0-0 at this rate. It feels like one of those kind of games, you know. He's Miggy anyway, and easily defended by Young. Just in the last few minutes there, Craig, Craig, if you want, but Keegs. Looks like Miggy's starting to get the run on there, Ashley Young.
You'd think at some point, I mean, Ashley Young obviously is a professional athlete, but he's 10 years older than Miggy. And Miggy was, he eats Duracell batteries for breakfast. He just keeps on going.
And
So
he's
you think as the game goes on, he'll get the better of him.
There was a ball in there from Bruno, but didn't reach Wilson, and Villa just kind of randomly kicked the ball out of play there on the halfway line. Kind of pointless, that.
There's been that battle sort of bubbling under the surface with himself and Mings, but in terms of, yes, he's come in short, he's played off, he's played the ball back to the midfield, but then that
And it's
ball
back with
in
Pope.
behind that he normally thrives on, it's just not quite been good enough for him yet.
And Trips went down, reckons he was pushed in the air, telling the referee to use his brain. It's probably not going to endear him very much to the ref, who likes his whistles.
He's definitely got a new whistle this week.
Yeah. Got a Christmas present, probably. Anyway, Newcastle down the left, in Villa's half. Here's Joe Willock, who I don't think has really done too much today so far. He's cut inside, he's tried to find his man, he's lost it, and has got it back. Wilson to handball. Penalty in Newcastle.
Yes.
Blatant as a handball you'll ever see.
Come on.
Practically saved it.
Could that be a red card then?
You should be getting carded for this. The ball was square. Willock loses it. He follows it up. Wilson feeds Miggy. Takes a shot. Ashley's hand is right above his side. He's sliding in. And that is a blatant handball. I'm afraid with the way the rules are right now, that has to be a penalty. And I don't even know what
Has to be.
about.
Oh,
It's one
yeah,
of those ones where you
definitely.
slide in your arms like this. Has to be a penalty. It is a penalty. VAR's never turned that over. Here we go.
I think he's just happy that he hasn't got the red card.
Who said we're going to score before halftime?
It was
GT.
GT.
JT's nuts are live
Something
here.
else is happening. Something else is happening. Someone's got a yellow, I think. Oh, the keeper Olsen's got a yellow. They're standing off his line.
Good.
Yeah, they're all Villa are just delaying. They're trying to mind games.
Yes, of course they are.
Or was it Watkins who got carded? Might be Watkins. Here we go, everybody. Wilson will
Lee,
be probably
which way,
up against the stand-in keeper after Martinez went off with a concussion.
Lee, left, right, or middle?
Power.
Right.
I'm going to say Wilson bottom left.
Wilson's right. Top corner. Here we go.
Come on. Come on. Perfect time to score.
Goal to change the game. Come on, Newcastle. Here we go.
Power. Looks nervous.
Go! Get in!
Yes.
Absolute calm as
Come on.
you like. Straight down the
Ice in
middle.
his veins. Get in.
I think it was straight down the middle.
Yeah, straight up the guts.
Southgate is smiling. Holy shit.
So he's
I've never
happy.
seen that before.
Southgate's smiling and Lee is shitty.
I'm not. Who's she?
You're shitty that Southgate's happy because he's going to pick him and he's going to
yeah.
go and get injured.
I tell you what else is shitty. Dimmy. That's one of 6. 5 more to go, Dimmy, if you're watching.
There you go. Wilson's pointing and kissing it, blowing a kiss to Gareth Southgate in the stands, I think. Probably not, but doesn't matter. That's a great pen. It's actually funny. I'm
Straight
lucky
down the
enough
middle.
to know someone
Get in.
who played with
Side footed.
Kevin Muscat, who was
Cool as
a
like.
penalty taker for Australia as well. And he said whenever he's nervous, he goes up the middle.
Really?
He did
What
look
was that?
nervous, to be honest.
So, you in
Yeah.
for the biggest part of the goal, do you?
Yeah. Look how
just
happy
skip it or
Gareth
whatever.
is. He's going to pick him. He's going
Look
to
how happy that is, though. We're third as it
Yeah.
stands. Come on.
Brighton 3-0 up against Chelsea. What is going on at Chelsea?
Not a return for Potter that he'd won, eh?
Bloody hell, of course, I forgot about that. Bloody hell.
And Potter's going to have to get his magic wand out to turn that game around.
Yeah, St James's Park, absolutely in full voice here. Here come Villa, though. Can we get another one to make this comfortable? Spurs are still losing, absolutely.
Hey, shout out
time.
GT. GT, if you're still with us, mate, fantastic by you.
GT, mate. Give us the lottery numbers, will you? How good's this? Simon, Man United fan, supporting Newcastle love from India. Good on you, mate. Thank you very much for your support. Thanks to everybody in chat for the support, of course. Especially our members and our super chat patrons. See, I'll tell you what, take off in the tune on the podcast. Here he is. He's GT, giving it the big one.
Nostra GT
Oh,
just
the fans are
doesn't have the same ring to it, does it?
Yeah. So here's Newcastle halfway. Some intricate play, but Villa are doing a very good job of swarming Newcastle, which is usually the other way around. And they've managed to win the ball back there from some loose play from Willock. It's down there left, down there right, sorry. Willock does well, and that's a trademark of this team. He sticks to his man, he gets the ball back, Newcastle back in possession. Still getting hounded by Villa. Fair play to Villa, to be honest with you, but Newcastle managed to maintain it. And we were on 54 minutes almost of 10 extra minutes, and Villa have just basically kicked the ball off for no reason.
Get in.
And Newcastle trying to be a little bit too clever there, I think. And there's Nick Pope almost on the halfway line. I don't think that was necessary, mate. Willock's just played in Wilson. I think he's going to be offside. Here's a Wilson in goal. He scores. I think that might be offside.
Let's see.
I think that's going to be offside. It's offside.
It is.
VR will check it, though.
Yep, and that's why you're going to make sure you put it in, just like his goal last week.
Exactly, aye.
He looks
Remember
clearly offside.
Shelby's against Sheffield United?
Yeah,
He doesn't really. He's not complaining about it, is he?
He's miles offside. Miles. He's a full man offside.
Aye, yes, aye. Oh,
I don't know. You know what pisses me
If
off
you didn't
about
buy a
this?
ticket, you're not going to win.
It's so
He didn't
obvious.
need to be.
Why isn't the linesman just sticking his bloody flag up? Why? What is this about, man? Anyway, here's Villa. Straight in Newcastle's half here. Lovely defending from Botman there, who shall not pass. And Villa managed to win the ball back again, keep possession. 55 minutes just ticking over. We should be getting the full time, half-time whistle rather, at some point soon. Give another minute for the penalty, probably. And so that's when you top them up. Newcastle have had all the good opportunities in this half, and of course we've got the goal now.
So we did speak about getting an early goal or scoring first and trying to get him out to
And there
play.
goes the half-time whistle.
they've actually come out to play themselves. We haven't needed to score to get them to play like that.
Yeah. I don't think Villa can have any complaints about the penalty. You
No,
wouldn't have thought.
absolutely not. No.
Oh,
But,
tell you what, that was starting to turn into one of those games, wasn't it? Jesus, I
It
was starting to
was.
think that, it's going to be a game of attrition, this. I don't think we're going to get anywhere. And then GT with his 85 nuts gives it the big end. Bosh, we're going to get one before half time. And sure enough, a beautiful ball from Trippier into Miggy to find him in space on the wing, on the right-hand side of the goal. Miggy takes a shot. Ashley Young slides in. His arm is raised while he's sliding. The ball hits his arm. Clear penalty as far as the rules are concerned. And Wilson, with a cool, calm head, buries the penalty straight down the middle, beating substitute keeper Olsen, who was in it on place for Martinez with a concussion from earlier in the game. And it is Newcastle at half time, 1-0 up. Keegs, try and sum that up, will you?
Frustrating, I think, is probably the first word that comes to mind. I mean, not so much with the way. It's just a frustrating game to watch, isn't it? Stop, start, no real flow, a lot of misplaced passes and stuff like that. But you can see when the quality's there, we create chances. So, like I said earlier, I think that'll be the message at halftime, to just focus on a bit more ball retention and try and control the game a little bit more, which I think we should try and do that in the second half with our 1-0.
How much of that is down to the way Villa are playing, though?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. But I still think some of our passes have been, I guess, unforced errors, you might say, where we haven't turned it over under any pressure at all. So, yeah. I'll tell you, I'm just writing some things down during that half. One thing, not just today, for the whole season, not even since Eddie Howe took over, our ability to win on one-on-one tackle and not give a foul away has been really, really impressive since Eddie took over.
Well, we must have given away a season's worth of free kicks in this game, but I don't think that's anything to do with us so much as it is about Villa diving and that bloody referee with his whistle, man. His new whistle for Christmas.
Did you notice, like 3 or 4 Villa players sort of talking to the refs? They were going off. Like, I can only imagine that they were talking about the penalty. I don't know. Like, it's as blatant as you get. Like, I don't know what they're trying to do.
It was Ollie Watkins who was doing that, wasn't it? Having a bit of a nat.
I think Ashley Young also had a bit of a swing out at him as well. Yeah.
Right. Well, look, let's have a look at some half timers, and why not? We'll have a look at the table straight afterwards as well. Because we're up into third place. I'm going to enjoy it while I can. So Bournemouth 1-0 up against Spurs at half time. We might have broken Spurs. I'm not sure. We'll see how that game finishes off, but we may have broken Spurs. And it's funny. It's funny to hear people talking about Son as if he's finished in that Spurs team. You know, they got he's not being used properly by Conte. You know, and of course he's not going to be as good as he usually is. Get him into the tune. Wants to be in the top 3, doesn't he? And then it's Brentford 0-0 against Wolves. It's Brighton 3-0 up against Chelsea. And as you pointed out, Craig, Graham Potter returned to his old stomping ground and getting absolutely stomped. 3-0. Dear. I wonder if Trossard scored, because I've got him in my fantasy team. That'd be good.
He did.
Crystal Palace. He did. Excellent. Crystal Palace 1, Southampton 0. Newcastle, of course. I don't know why this is updated. But 1-0. Newcastle.
2 own goals for Chelsea as well.
2 own goals. My God.
2 own goals. You don't say that very often.
Who the hell's... Oh, jeez. Anyway, look. Look at this, man. Look at this. As this stands, obviously, it's only half time, so this could quite easily change in a blink of an eye. But right now, as things stand on having played 13 games, with Spurs losing and Chelsea losing, Newcastle are sitting in 3rd place. Craig, how's that looking?
It's making me very twitchy, to be honest. I mean, I'm twitching and I'm getting a nosebleed at the same time, because those are the dizzying heights we are just not used to. It is sensational. I mean, look, I know Man City have got a game in hand. We're only 5 points off top. I say only 5 points is huge, but still, that's 24 points after 13 games when we were all saying if we can get a 25 before the World Cup break, that would be a good return. Looks like we could easily get around that.
Well, look, we're 16 points from safety, aren't we? So look at the bottom. And Villa somehow actually do manage to stay out of this because all the other results are going for them as things stand. Leeds play later on, but their form is absolutely lifting, as you can see there. I forget who else is playing later on tonight. I know it's Leeds against Liverpool, but I can't remember the other one is. But let's just focus on the top again. Jesus Christ, look at that, man. How good's that? What is... where's our limit this season, Geeks? Where do you think we're going to... I mean, I know we're in third and it's marvellous and all that kind of stuff. We can't imagine City will balls it up or anything, so it'd be ridiculous to think we're going to win. But, I don't think we can do a Leicester. But does it look, if you assume, let's say, 7th is a conference place in Europe, would you be happy with the 7th, given where we are now and how well we're playing? And bearing in mind, of course, we've got a bloody World Cup that we have to contend with, like everyone else does, but we're in such a good vein of form here that I really don't want that World Cup to come along.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I said it. My prediction at the start of the year was 7th. I mean, I just thought of it as in looking at the teams who finished above us last season and the team that we had and the players that we sort of signed during the off-season, there's no reason why we can't be better than West Ham. That was how I looked at it. Like, I thought we were going to be better than Wolves. I thought we were going to be better than Leicester. We were. So, yeah, I thought we could be better than Brighton, which they've started pretty well as well, to be fair. But always thought we could finish 7th. People are saying, hope we can finish 8th. Well, if you can finish 8th, why can't you finish 7th? I never understood it. So,
would you be happy with 7th, given the way we started? Did you answer
the
question?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Craig, same question, mate. I know you're twitching a bit, looking at us in third there. I don't suppose it's that realistic that we'll end up staying there, but Christ, it's just amazing in any event that we're actually doing so well right now, and putting the cat amongst the pigeons for the top 6 teams who had this nice little cozy arrangement. It's going to be a top 7 next season if it stays like this, I think. Where would you be happy with? Would you still be happy with a top half finish? Do you think we should be, given how well we've started and how other teams are faltering a little bit, do you think we should be aiming slightly higher than 10th, 9th, 8th? What do you reckon?
Well, it's not a false position we're in now because we haven't been playing shithouse football, just scraping the odd win around. We've been playing good, attractive football, and we've been defending well. So we do deserve that position. Mm-hmm. So if you ask me the same question at the end of January, I'd say, yeah, we could go for it. We could get Champions League. Right now, though, I think we're a little bit light in squad in terms of depth to challenge for that. I would still take 6th or 7th off you right now if I was given the option. I really would. Obviously, my heart wants Champions League football, but I also think as well, and this may get a bit of stick in the comments, I don't think we qualify for the Champions League this season. I think that might come too soon because, again, we don't have the depth in squad, and because we're restricted by financial fair play, or by winning a new sponsor, and Champions League brings in that extra bit of cash, I don't think we'd have the time, or I don't think Eddie would want to bring in that many different players over a short period of time to want to compete with the likes in the Champions League. Just my opinion.
It's a fair point. Like, I hadn't really thought about that, but I guess as we've talked about at length, as Eddie has as well, it has to be the right player. It obviously needs to be in the right position, but it needs to be the right kind of player, mentally speaking. He has to have the right composure. There has to have the right mentality. He has to have the character. Obviously, he has to be fit to play this kind of system as well. But yeah, I mean, you couldn't just do lock stock changes over the summer and expect it to click straight away. That being said, if we're in this sort of position going into the second half of the season, even just that by itself will be, I would think anyway, Keith, would you agree that would be in itself attractive to potential new signings, even though there's still half the so basically when the January window comes around, if we're in a similar position as to where we are right now, that's got to be that's got to be like it makes the conversations to potential new players a lot easier. I would imagine. Would you agree?
Oh yeah, I maintain last January was probably the hardest transfer window for any club ever. Really, like considering the financial money or the financial stuff we had at our disposal, but given the situation of why would you want to come to a team who's 19th and I don't think we'd won a game yet, had we?
We had
Did we win a game before
Burnley.
January?
Yeah, it would have been
Burnley.
Burnley. Wouldn't
Yeah, so we'd won one game. We'd won one game for the year, like, and for all intents and purposes, we were going down. And what player like? So you needed quality players to get ourselves out of the predicament we're in. But what quality player wants to come play for a team who's 19th in the Premier League?
Kieran Trippier.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. So he was the catalyst, and I know we all gash and gush over what sort of player he is, but that signing, I think, changed everything. It's always hardest to get the first. No one wants to be the first one, but for him to just come in and do it, even and for the price it was as well, it was
The cheapest chips.
transformative, really.
Daylight robbery, wasn't it? To get some like trips in for what was it, 13, 15 million, something like that.
Crazy.
I know he's old, but like, and then that would never have happened under the previous regime, obviously. But yeah, you look back at it now and you think, why wasn't? I mean, apparently Man United were interested, but they didn't want to pay that kind of money, so we basically outbid. Because I think the truth of the matter is, if someone like Man United came in for Trippier and had the money to pay for him, he wouldn't be with us. He would be with them because he just wanted to be in the north. From everything that we've heard, he wanted to be in the north, and obviously, you look at Man United where they might have been that season, and you look at where Newcastle were that season, and all the troubles coming up with that. He's obviously going to go with Man United. So we actually got quite fortunate in the sense that we were the only ones willing to put, the money where our mouths were, or rather the ones who were willing to risk paying such a huge fee for a pretty old fullback, So and when he came in, like you say, Keegs, he really sort of almost put us on the map in many ways. It sounds stupid because obviously we're a big club, but like if someone like Trippier is willing to come to us, even if we are the only option, he could have quite easily just stayed where he was, but he came to us, and he's obviously attracted some other players, and now he's playing like the captain that he is, and he's absolutely sensational signing for us. It looks like we might be getting close to the second half here. Well, let's have a look at some half-time stats. 58% possession to Aston Villa's 42, 6 shots to their 3 on target to their 0. More passes, more successful passes. Nobody's had a corner yet. 8 fouls to Newcastle and 7 to Villa in one half. That's pretty ridiculous.
I think that sort of shows what sort of game it's been. If no teams have had a corner for a whole half, it's been a very scrappy and stop-start game. Oh, there he is. There's the big boy. So if this scoreline stays the same, I don't think he'll come on.
Yes, Sam?
Yeah.
No, you wouldn't risk him for a 1-0 if it's...
I think they'd bring someone like a Fraser or Murphy on who's a bit more defensively minded. Maybe, yeah. That's
when it gets to 6-0 and Dimmy shitting himself, we can bring him in.
Because I think, the last time his last offensive act was when he done his hamstring at Wolves, remember?
Yeah.
Jeez, it looks cold there.
It looks like grim in Newcastle, doesn't it? It's just that typical blanket grey cloud and a bloody breeze as well.
I missed it.
Yeah, you're mad if you miss that. Just waiting to see if there's any subs. Looks like
I used to love Ghana. The match was freezing cold. Everyone's just, the hands are bleeding because you've just clapped too much. And you're shivering because you've had 7 pints beforehand. And your blood is so thin, your body temperature is dropping. You've got hypothermia, but you're loving it because the 2-0 winning. Didn't really get much better than that, in my opinion.
Beer blanket. It's always the rule, mate. Just get yourself a beer blanket. Don't even feel the cold, man. I used to sit in the middle, and I think I was protected by the wind most of the time. People at East Stand are the ones who get it.
Their keeper did pick up a yellow card, didn't he?
I don't know.
No.
I don't know. It was Watkins, I think.
No, it was Watkins.
Was it right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
teams
Watkins
are
is the only booking
are
for the
trotting out
first
here.
half.
I thought
Yeah,
Young got
so-
one in that, like, but obviously not.
teams are trotting
Bournemouth
out.
have scored again against
Good God,
Spurs.
Spurs. Oh dear.
Get in.
Dear, oh dear.
Chelsea have pinned one back.
Well, comeback could be on. Let's hope not. I want that third
Good
place.
Lord.
All right, teams are out. We look like we are about to get underway. Newcastle heading down the pitch, down the hill towards the Gallagher. Let's see if that helps us a little bit with our passing because it's been a little bit sloppy.
Well, it looks like David Ginola and Ryan Taylor were presented on the pitch at halftime as well from
Over the
tweet
wall.
from
Oh, yeah.
Andy Smith, friend of the pod.
Friend of the pod, Six Smith, top bloke. I think he's got as much energy as Miggy, hasn't he? That's all Six Smith.
Oh,
There's a question for you, lads. Conte, I'm going to say.
Conte. We are
Aye.
underway.
Klopp. No, Potter.
I hope so.
Potter.
I'd love
He'll
him
be
to
out
go.
after this one.
Klopp to
Potter-
get the sack
Potter
and
to be
Gerrard to
sacked.
take his place. Imagine that.
Pochettino to take over.
Pochi. Right. I don't know why he gets such a good reputation. Anyway.
Bit of a fraud. Cheap man's pet.
And Burns went down like a sack of shit here.
Poor man Eddie.
He's got a really dodgy tramp stamp on his leg. I don't know what that's about. But he's leapt like a salmon,
Oh, look at that.
and he's been fouled by Watkins. Basically, there was no attempt at the ball, and he came down like a sack of shit.
So if Watkins is already on a yellow,
Yeah, it's because the game's just started. The ref's not going to give a yellow for that. He should do though, because that was blatantly no chance at getting the ball. But Olsen has the ball for Villa. What constitutes a good half, Giggs?
A good half.
What do you want to
The
see?
scoreline remains the same at the next full-time
better.
whistle.
I don't know if I'm behind everybody again. I'm not sure.
What
Paul's just gone
what's your
out.
time say?
46, 22, 23, 24, 25.
No, you're a bit ahead of me,
a few
actually.
seconds ahead of me.
Beauty.
But for those watching on the live stream, watching us now, let us know what you think the full-time score will be, and when you think Maxi should come on. Because I think he should be on earlier. Lee and Keegan don't think he should be risked if not needed.
You should never risk anybody if you're not needed. I mean, you know.
If he's fit enough to make the bench, then play him.
I don't necessarily
Well, I think
disagree,
so.
but if it's 1-0 tight like this and it's scrappy, stop-starty, I mean, yeah, bring him on, all right, but like not 45 minutes like you were saying. Newcastle win the ball
I
back
think,
here, fed to Wilson.
yeah, I think Lee means
Maybe
don't bring him
once
on if you don't need to bring him on. I'm not saying he's not fit enough to play, but we don't need to play him.
Because
at
it's
this
going to be a
stage.
risk.
Yeah.
But what you do get by putting them on is obviously match fitness. You do you get the.
I don't think it's a risk. I don't think the risk is him getting injured. I think the risk is in we sort of need to protect the lead rather than
God, free kick
try and
again.
get another goal or something like that.
We've got another head injury against Watkins and Bruno, I think. No,
Mings?
it
There's a
Long
clash
stuff.
of heads, I think.
was Lucky, was it?
Well,
So
if this is
already-
bad,
This is 3 minutes into the half. We've already had 2 stops, and we've got the medics on to look at. I can't remember who it was. I think it was.
so here's a question for you then, lads. If Longstaff has got to go off here because if you've got a head injury,
Yeah, it was
would
Lucky.
you either A, bring
Oh, yeah,
Shelby on?
bugger. It's been properly just Glasgow kissed.
Ooh.
He was waiting for the ball to come down. Watkins comes flying behind him and just stops him right inside the head.
I'd bring Murphy on if he
Really?
had to go off. Yeah.
What pushed Joe in the
Murphy?
middle?
Yeah, push Joe in the middle.
Would you not attempt to bring Shelby on and get a bit more control in midfield?
Nah. Same thing. Just he's still easing back into it.
Longstaff looks like he's going to be all right. That was a proper.
They look nasty.
Dear. They've both actually gone off. waiting to come back on again. Not sure why Mings went off. He wasn't even getting treated, was he?
Well, no, I think the ref called both the
Right.
medical team out there, so I think
Right.
they both
Both
have
back
to
on.
go off.
Both back on. Let's keep an eye on those two, because obviously Martinez didn't go down initially, and then a few minutes later he had to go off. So we'll see how they get on. And ball's in the middle. And it's gone out for, I think, a throw to Villa. Almost on the halfway line. And no early signs of any improved quality, I have to say. It's only been 5 minutes, but still. And that's a nice ball down the line. No, it's not too much on it. A lovely bit of control from Botman there when he could have just blamed it. And that's not for the first time Bruno's given the ball away again in the middle. Like he's trying to be a little bit too clever with it, you know?
Yeah.
So here's Villa in Newcastle's half, going around and through the midfield. But come up against our defence, and that's the end of that. So Newcastle back on the ball. Got a runner here. Got Miggy. He's in on... No, he's not. It was a ball from the halfway line, trying to find Miggy, but it was far too heavy. No chance of getting that. Spurs have pulled one back. And Villa have just given the ball straight away. Here comes Shaw. And he's dinked it to Miggy, who's chipped it to nobody. But Miggy gets it back. And that's with Bruno in Villa's half. We've got a few people in the box waiting for this. It's a lovely switch to the wing to Joe, who controls it well. He's not known for his crossing ability, but he dinks it in, and it's straight into the keeper's hands. Yeah, I don't know why we're kind of expecting Joe to do very well with crosses like that. And a bit of covering there from Botman, I think, to stop any threat from Villa on the counter. Goes out for throw in Newcastle's half. With the goal for Newcastle, Keegs, we thought Villa would sit back, but they didn't. What do you think they're going to do now then? Because they've kind of played fairly open football already. Are they going to change how they play this? Are we going to?
No, I think they'll
have any opportunities.
No, I think they'll play the same. It's all, yeah, like you said, they weren't sitting back, were they?
No, exactly.
They were coming
to
play.
The longer the game goes on, they get more desperate, at least.
Yeah.
Well, Newcastle have the ball. It's with Joe again down the wing, and no way forward that way. Looks like we can do a switch through Bruno. Shrugs off his man. Nice inside ball. That's shot on target from Miggy, but it's no, was it Miggy? And try to do a 1-2 there with Trips and Miggy, and it just rolls out there for the throw-in. Was it Longy? Right.
Yeah. Have you thought of Almiron's game so far, Lee?
We have another delay here. Sorry?
Have you thought Almiron's game so far?
He's not really... Well, I mean, he's been found by some nice raking passes over the top of the defence, and he's obviously got that opportunity where he ran very cleverly behind the defenders and just couldn't finish it because he hasn't got a left foot.
He also won the penalty.
Yeah, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think it's just a case of it's one of those games where he's not getting a chance to. Whoa, hello, what was that? Not getting a chance to really have a proper go, you know. It's so stop-start, man. And he's gone down now, clutching his face as Miggy. He's off the pitch by the looks of things.
Mings has just pushed him.
Mings has shoved him as the ball went out of play for a throw into Newcastle, and Miggy goes down like a sack of shit. There's nothing wrong with him. He's just play acting. It was, I mean, Christ almighty, he barely even pushes him. Just went down. Don't think Mings got anything for that, did he?
Nah.
So throw into Newcastle.
The ball boy's concerned, wasn't he?
And Villa, Mings tries to clear the ball and just slices it straight up for another throw-in. Cheers from the crowd.
After that push on Almiron,
He is Lascelles with dreadlocks, isn't he?
He's not very good at all.
Don't think Southgate.
Championship, lower Premier League quality at best.
So another attempt to switch the player from side to side. It's easy to cut out by Villa. And Villa sort of resorting to some long balls here, out from the back, to try and get some way up the pitch because they've been hemmed in very well, and brilliant cover and play from Bruno there.
Cheers, Ben. Thanks for supporting the channel.
On you, Ben.
You legend.
Thanks very much, mate. Most appreciated.
But I think that's what Newcastle do so well. Yes, even when they lose the ball, they're so aggressive to get back into a shape to counter press and win the ball back quickly.
What about we can do maybe a giveaway or something? Every member we sign up today, that's how many weeks Craig has to keep his hair like this for.
Just every new member, he goes through a different color on the color palette.
Yeah.
And here's
Just walking the
Villa
buttons and
trying
pick up one of their colour charts.
Villa coming down our left this time and making a little bit of headway, but defense holding pretty strong. They get a throw in.
If you sign up for our top tier, you can pick the color as well.
As long as it's pink. Newcastle on the ball here. The ball's in the middle. Miggy was shouting for it, but it didn't get to him. Here's trips. And it's to Miggy. We're in the Aston Villa half, almost to the box. It's a lovely ball around to Miggy here. Heads it backwards. It's almost, looks like it was almost a goal, an own goal from Villa. That was a sensational ball to find Miggy behind the defenders. And
We've got a corner.
We actually get a corner, first corner of the game. Look at that ball, man. Absolutely gorgeous.
He loves that ball to Mickey, doesn't he? I've seen him play it nearly once a game.
And Tyrone Mings just kind of walks the ball out, really. I don't think it was quite close as I thought it was.
Trips to Bruno to Miggy. I've been singing it for a few weeks now.
Ben with the love. Love it.
What's your colour, Ben? Pick your colour for Craig's hair.
Please don't.
Short corner
Natural
for
leg.
Newcastle. It's whipped it in. It's a header. It's goal! Wilson!
Come on!
It's a sensational ball from Trippier from the corner. From the short ball from the corner.
Cracking goal.
It might get checked for offside, but there again, it shouldn't be offside.
They can get
because it was
fucked
from
for
the
offside
corner.
of that
It
one.
should be fine.
Come on.
And it is 2-0 to Newcastle. Ben,
2-0
that was for you,
to the
mate.
good
You got
guys.
Ben got that for being a member. We'll give that to Ben.
Aye. Cheers, Ben. That's on you.
It's a beautiful ball. It's a thing from Miggy. In fact, it was a pass. It was a heel back from Trips. No wonder I'm confused. Trips sort of heels it into the run of. Wait a minute. No, Miggy heels it into the run of Trips. That's right. That's what I thought.
Heels it to Trippier.
And he curls in a sensational ball over the top of the defense. Who's waiting? It's the striker. It's Wilson. It is 2-0 Newcastle, and I'm not hearing anything about that being ruled off. Get in, lads. Now, Keegan, I'll ask the same question again. What do Villa do now?
Bring Gerrard back.
Oh, VAR is checking. VAR is checking. I thought this might be
Is it
offside.
Burn?
That's going to be offside if that's the case.
Nah, he's not. He's well onside. You can't score with your arm.
I think that's going to be offside.
How?
On Burn.
Yeah,
But no. They just showed the line.
if that was the line, there's no red, so that should be all right.
Yeah. He's well onside. Not even close.
It's given. It's given. It is 2-0 Newcastle. Thank God I don't have to change my screen.
Hey, Ben,
And
if
the
you
ball
didn't
is
know already,
already-
you've now got access to some exclusive emojis that you can see.
Why don't I can't see them on our chat here?
Oh, they're there.
Can you see
It's
them?
got on the YouTube one.
I can't see it. Oh, on YouTube I'll see it. Yeah, I can't see it on our chat here in the studio. And Villa have already got the game underway. They're all into Newcastle's half. They're crowded out down Trippier's. Oh, Trippier's just giving the ball straight back to Villa. And it's mopped up by Dan Burn, I think. He was on a run here. Don't know why he's gone. And Villa get it back again, but then Newcastle get it back.
Longstaff.
Longy, yeah, that's right. That makes more sense. And it's
I
a
bloody
very
get
dangerous
Newcastle
back heel in the box
too.
there. And Villa go down like sack of shit. They're almost got a call right in the edge of the box, but it's not given. Here's Willock. He's got Bruno. And it's found.
Joe.
That's a beautiful
Willock.
ball. Oh, my word. It's shot. It's goal. It's a goal. That might be offside. That might be offside. It's a goal by Joe. I don't know. It might be offside.
called
What is
Joe's
going on
goal.
here? What is going on
come
here?
on.
This There's
6
got to be
0 on.
offside.
We just need Miggy. They got the other 3.
It's got to be offside from the deflection from the keeper. It was a
Could be 3-0.
pinpoint pass through the centre of defence. It was so fast I didn't know who did it. It was pinpoint. The defenders didn't know what to do. There was a strike at goal. It was saved. Joe Linton follows it up. I've got a horrible feeling he was offside, but I said that on the last one and he wasn't. Joe Linton celebrates like he's just won the World Cup. He is absolutely loving it. Right in front of the Brazil boss. That's not going to do his chances any harm at all. This is played
Here we
all
go.
through the back here.
Replay's on here.
Through the back. Beautiful. Right through the middle. Villa have 3 back here. There's 3
Willock.
Newcastle. 4 Newcastle.
Run by Willock as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Through ball through to Joe. Doesn't quite make it. It's going to be very, very close. I've got a feeling that's offside. I think it's going to be offside.
It's not, you know.
Look at that ball. Who passed that ball through the middle there? Was that Willock?
Willock.
Yeah.
Such a,
I think
I mean,
Mings plays him on, you know.
Well, it's going to be very tight.
Bloody tight,
It's going to be very, very tight. So if Wilson brings the ball from the middle. Goal confirmed. 3-0 Newcastle. Come on, boys. 3 more to go. Dimmy, you're shitting yourself, aren't you?
Get in.
Oh, Dimmy. Oh, dear me.
Dimmy.
3-0 Newcastle. Well.
Yes.
Well, Keegan, you didn't even get the chance to answer the question. What do Villa do now? And here comes Coutinho. So I've just answered the question for you. Here comes Coutinho. They're going to try and get some more control in the middle, I guess. (3-0 Newcastle. Did not see this coming in the first half. Bloody hell. St. James's Park in full voice. Get the shades on, Keegs. The future is bright.
The future is bright.
And we are back underway. And Villa have it in Newcastle's half here. Nice ball through, but it's tracked back by Bruno and blocked. And Newcastle have the ball again. It's a switch of play by Willock. If this makes Miggy, it's going to be sensational. It's not. It's cut out. Look at this. We have.
You look like the world's shittest Terminator.
I would be the world's shittest Terminator. There's no. I'd be more like the Shermanator from American Pie than the Terminator.
Sent back to change the future for one lucky lady.
Ben's probably right to stop playing the dark arts.
Shout
so
out
Bailey's
to
gone
Tiff
off as well, and so has Ben Deer. And Coutinho's on, and so is Ramsey. And it's an inside ball from Newcastle down the wing here. Joe Wilkes looking for options. He's got 3 in the box. He's dinked it past 1. He's taken a shot, and he's ballooned it into the moon. Oh dear! He thought he was going to be clever. He should have. He had 3 people waiting. Just dink it in there, Wilson, mate. Dink it in there. But no. He sees a bird flying by. He thinks I'm going to hit that bird instead, and probably did.
He's after the Gallagher pigeon.
Trying to get it off the roof fly. There's Daniels.
Hang on,
rather.
guys. I'm just sending Mandy a message now. Hang on.
Love you, Mandy.
Thanks for
Should
coming.
just send that message to Madison saying fancy it in January.
Dimmy's still yapping away like a little Yorkshire Terrier. Dimmy, mate, got the right result, didn't I? 3-0. There is still 3 goals to go, Dimmy. Don't start swinging your cock just yet. And Newcastle are on the ball here in their own half. And just giving the ball away. But unfortunately for us, one of the Villa players slipped over and Coutinho passes it to anybody. Here's Bruno. Lovely inside ball to Joel Linton. To the wing. Back down the line. Wilson's well out of position here. Mings is covering down the line. He's looking for options. Wilson, give him a hand. Get in the middle of Wilson. He did good there. Willock dinks it in. Joe Linton heads it back. It's defended. It's bouncing around inside the box here. What can Newcastle do? Not a lot. Newcastle choose to go backwards to maintain possession. Still inside Aston Villa's half. all of Newcastle of Villa's players are back, except by the looks of things, Ings. He's hovering around the halfway line, and Newcastle just doing their best to maintain possession. The crowd sounds incredible.
It does.
Right, ball's down the wing here. He's got a man over on Miggy.
Spurs have
being
pulled it back
stood
to
up a little
2-2.
Nah, shite. Here's Bruno. What can he do?
biscuits.
Down the line to Miggy. No, it's two. It is Miggy.
Yeah,
Squares
Miggy,
it.
Miggy.
Doesn't just
Oh.
just doesn't reach Wilson. It's cut out and it's back to the halfway line. But we still have the ball. Shaw does very well to maintain possession. So Andy, sitting here, ASM on at 70 minutes. Do we start thinking about ASM for the last 20 maybe?
I would. Aye.
I know you would. Mings has just gone down like sack of shit under challenge from Joe Linton, I think.
So that's
No,
he'll miss the next game
Yeah,
now.
it is Joe Linton. Joe Linton gets a yellow.
Aye.
Joe Linton,
Joe Linton suspended.
Joe Linton suspended. Joe Linton is suspended for the next game.
Southampton away.
Yeah.
No, he didn't.
So
Smart
we'll have to
yellow
solve that
card.
one.
So it might be a maximum.
How the hell's that a yellow? It's just a shoulder barge. Not even a strong one either. Pathetic from the rest of
Persistent
them.
fouling, maybe.
From Mings, who goes down like a sack of shit every time. It's a short sideways pass from the free kick to Villa. And as a sign of how bad Villa are doing here, they passed it sideways, they played it forward to Watkins, and he just completely forgets to trap the ball, and it goes right out for a throw into Newcastle.
Forgot he had a foot.
Watkins, I tell you what, has he even touched the ball?
First off, he had a few good little goals,
Mm.
Oh, yeah.
but now since, not complaining like.
Well, Villa have got the ball back anyway. What can they do here? They need to do something, but they're not getting anything from our defence.
Not the first time either.
Bruno switch a play to Trips. He's got Miggy up in front who gets the ball. And here comes Miggy. What can you do? Come on, Miggy. I need a hat-trick from you. Longstaff doesn't have the legs to get on the end of that ball there. It was a nice ball as well from Miggy.
So would do you think Maxi might sit out now?
Miggy takes a ball to the face for his troubles. Brilliant closing down as always. What was the question, Keeks?
Do you think ASM will sit out now, knowing they might need him for the Southampton game with Big Joe suspended?
Yeah, possibly.
I think Joe would have been going in the middle there. If Maxi's fit, Maxi starts on the left and Joe in the middle. And based off this, to be honest, Longstaff probably hasn't had the best of games, so he could be droppable for the Southampton game. If
Who's
Joe
not had the best of
wasn't
games? Oh, Willock.
I think Willock's been good.
No, yeah. Longstaff has been
Yeah.
poor.
Here come Newcastle. Spreads it, switches it. Amron skips inside. Takes a shot to the corner. It's a beautiful goal! Oh, my word! Demi made 2 more to go. Oh, Miggy, what a goal from the man in form. What a sensational
What?
finish from Miggy from the outside of the area.
Oh, there's Serena.
He goes right in front of Serena by the looks of things. She'll be happy. And it is 4-0 to Newcastle.
Jesus.
Talk
Who's
us
seen
through that
this
one,
coming at
Keeks.
half
Talk
time?
us through that one.
I can't. My erection was covering the screen. I couldn't see.
Oh, you're stiffer than a...
Stiffer than a wanker's hanky.
Yeah,
That
they're
is
there
so
doing
good.
the chef's
Do you know-
kiss
do you know-
to Miggy.
That's a
Let's have a look at
that's
this
a
again. Hold
standard
on, hold
Elmer
on.
on goal.
Let's have a look at this again. Let's just have a look
You
at
only
this
scores
finish
well,
again.
these.
Yeah.
It was an absolute beauty. Here it is. So the ball's played into the middle from Callum Wilson, who's come deep to get the ball. He spreads it out wide to Trippier, who
No, to Elmer.
no, to Miggy, and he just takes one touch, sets himself. He's on the right-hand side of the goal, left-hand side if you look at it from behind the goal, and he curls it with his left foot that I said he didn't have into the far corner.
No,
It
he hasn't
is
got
a-
a right foot.
Well, whatever it is, man. He hasn't got one of the feet. And he just kicks it beautifully into the corner of the goal. It is a sensational finish. Olsen, maybe because he's number 2, I don't know, but he is not getting that. He's too far off his line. That's what the problem is. And Miggy just loves it. 4-0.
Miggy, I only score worldies Almiron.
Only
That's his
bangers,
7th
John
goal of the
says.
season.
Only bangers. Dimmy must be shitting himself. Oh, Dimmy.
Player of the month, easy, Andy, easy.
Oh, absolutely.
Andy, he's player of the century, mate. He's going to win the
Here's
Ballon d'Or.
Newcastle. Ball down the line. Here comes Wilson. He's got loads of space. Well, God, I can't see anybody.
We've got them rattled, yeah, like. This is
Pulls it
glorious.
backwards. Wilson, Villa have got players back. That was a hell of a break. He bounces off Bruno for some reason. And Villa managed to carry it out of their half.
How's that?
Jeez,
And he tries to do something and he
Joining.
absolutely stops it.
Who's seen this coming at half time?
Absolutely stops it from Villa. They are gone here.
Hey, Zach.
Look at Dean's on by lots of things.
Well, John, I don't know if you caught the chat earlier on, but if
That's
we
it, John
do score
Boy.
6 and Miggy gets a hat-trick, one of our boys has got to get a full forehead tattoo. So,
And we are 2 Miggy goals away from it. Oh, he's bringing on Murphy. Please don't take off Miggy. He's not going away, is he? He'll take off Joe or something. And here comes Matty Target as well. Joe Willock coming off. Probably Longy as well, you'd imagine, wouldn't it? No, it's going to take a defender off. Who's he taking off?
20...
Botman's coming off. Botman?
No, Botman's number 4. Isn't he?
Has
Why
he
is
picked
Botman
up
going
enough,
off?
maybe?
Yeah, Botman's off. Wilson's off.
Willock's off. Does not look very happy.
Willock's played well, to be honest.
Yeah,
mean,
he's
you
a
got-
little bit
No,
unhappy.
he's definitely
He
got
just
the
needs the
brace and
goal.
Brits.
He's done everything but score so far this season, Willock. And he should have had
Well,
that
he's-
one against Fulham.
I'm not sure
I
why
reckon-
Botman's came off here. So
I
Dan
think-
Burn will go
I
in the
think-
middle.
This is a management thing for Botman, I reckon.
Rest him.
Yeah.
Why Botman in particular, though?
Well, think of the other time he's played like against Fulham and all that. He played the
So
whole
Shaw.
game.
So why Botman? So is
Shaw,
Burn.
no.
So here comes Newcastle anyway, down the line. Coutinho doesn't do it very well, and Murphy and Target trying to make something happen here.
Take a guess, Zach. I
Just
think the clue's in the
a
title.
wild guess here, mate. Villa have the ball anyway, in their own half, in line with the centre circle. Absolutely shot to pieces, Villa. A reverse of their last game, as it currently stands at least.
They haven't been
And
that bad.
Villa have just
I haven't
aimlessly
thought.
kicked the ball up the line. Absolutely nothing in it. Danny Ings, I don't think, has seen the ball this entire half.
Is he still on the pitch?
He is, apparently. Is he not?
Yeah, he's still there.
He's
Newcastle just maintaining possession in their own half. No need to do anything now. The game's well and truly won. Bit of pressure from Villa here still, though. Don't do anything stupid. Ball from Joe over the top. Finds Murphy. He's in space. He's in on goal here. He's got a man with him. He's put him on his arse. He's shot. It didn't go anywhere. A standard Murphy finish. That's all right. The Miggy trifecta's still on. And Ashley Young has gone down. It might just be cramp.
Arthritis. I think he's got arthritis.
rigor mortis.
He's got gout. He's gone down with some gout.
So we've made those 2 subs. Any more likely we'll see SM? That was a lovely ball into to Murphy from Bruno. Sensational. Puts his man on the arse. Takes a shot. The defender's already backed up Ashley, and it just bounces off him. It's harmless. Can't hear what the fans are singing. They're singing, "Where's your something?"
To be honest, Zach, right? It's not that Villa have played that bad. They've played to their own strengths. And their strength is just try and slow the game down, get the odd free kick. But this second half, we've just annihilated them. We've done what we've done against Fulham, what we've done against Brentford. And at this rate, there could be a 5th or even a 6th again. Who knows?
I tell you what, I'm not mad about Aston Villa being shit, though. I don't know about you guys.
And here's Pope. And he's been caught out. He's been bloody hell. Pope must have just watched Hugo Lloris, Hugo Lloris, and he just thought, "Oh, fancy a bit of that." He came right out of there, he challenged Danny Ings. Ings goes down. Pope's nowhere near the ball, and he's lucky because it was an offside flag goes up, and I think he's been bloody lucky there because that was, oh God, we're just giving the ball away to Villa in our own half here. So here come Villa. Well, that was silly from Pope, but doesn't need to do anything like that. Ball into the centre, easily defended, and Wilson goes down for a free kick under a little bit of pressure. He's telling Miggy to get back in.
How long do you give Wilson? Another 5? I'd take him off now myself, but
Stick on wood.
yeah.
You think
Why
that's
not?
fucking glasses, man?
The future's bright, Leroy.
Look at the freaking Terminator. Yeah, I do remember that jump. So here's Newcastle anyway, just playing a bit of possession football here in our own half. Ball down line is sensational to Murphy. He hasn't got a lot of options here. Pull it back, you might find that's going down under the challenge, and the referee has not given anything. That was from Mings. He's having a bit of a shocker today, Mings.
Look at that comment on
Wilson-
screen, lads.
Wilson did he get the ball?
I think so.
Takes the man at the same time though.
He's got a bit of both, yeah.
Aye. That's a
Living,
fair tackle.
he's living dangerously though. In his own box, that could have easily been a penalty. What a ball to Murphy that was though. Kicked the ball into Wilson. Oh, it's off the post. Oh, off the crossbar from Wilson. Murphy whips it in from a throw-in, and it's bounced off the top of the ball. The Mickey try
You know what,
but that is so close to 5-0. So close.
Just remember, I took Haaland out of my squad because he's injured and put Wilson in as my captain.
Oh, fuck you, man.
Smart move.
Piss off.
I put Botman in, he's just went off. 15 minutes to go plus stoppages.
Trippier got an assist.
Yeah, I've got him in my squad now.
With the corner. Trippier's going to be taking it. You've got Shaw, who looks like he's getting protected from Joe. He might try and do a run down the back. Here we go. Here comes the corner.
Yes, straight in the mixer.
Easily defended. It's on the edge of the box. It's a shot, and it's hit the pigeon again. It's Longy. I think he's leaning back a little bit here, and it just kind of believes it.
Pigeon will have a concussion test as well.
I think the Angel of the North has gone off to wear crash helmets in the way these things are going now, are they?
Goal kick to Villa. I'm glad these things don't matter. Jesus.
I know. No, you don't mind them flying in rows out of the Gallagher when you're 4-0 up with 15 minutes to go.
And some good little player from Newcastle sees them come out of trouble from some high press. And here comes Joe Linton, and he's got Murphy on the wing, and he's found him, and he's doing the overlap. Murphy's going to take a shot. I think he shoots. Oh, it's off the post! Oh, it's come to Miggy. Shoot, Miggy, score, Miggy. Oh, he squared it back to Bruno. And 4-0 up, and we are hitting the post. Sensational
Could
for
be
Newcastle.
6-0.
And Villa cannot get out of their own area here. They do finally make a little bit of progress towards halfway line. And promptly lose it. And Newcastle then through Shaw lose it again. And a bit of cover and play means that it is a 4-2 Villa. But my God, how close was that? Offside.
Oh, please dick
We
it
put
wide.
about that 6-0.
Here's Murphy, cuts inside, dinks it with his left, and it just hits the post. Olsen doesn't even know.
He has got his
Oh,
feet
Murphy
concreted
is
into it.
furious. He's like, post again, not the fucking post again.
Yeah, no, I
Keep
think he was a
moving the
bit more-
posts.
I think he was a bit more ripe than that.
Here comes Newcastle again. Joe Linton on the ball in Villa's half. What's he going to do? Spread it out wide to my boy Miggy. Little 1-2 with Miggy. A little dink over the top to find Longy on the wing. Cuts it back in the middle. It's Joe. He's going to take a shot. He tries to caress it into the
Hit
corner.
That pigeon again. That pigeon's
Tries
popping
to
out.
caress it in the corner. He's seen Miggy do it. And he's thinking, I fancy a bit of that, but he just gets his angles wrong and it goes
He
out. for
just
goal.
remembers he's Joel Linton again inside the
Villa,
box.
Villa are on the ropes here. Absolutely.
That's
on
the comment
ropes.
of the day, that Andy.
Andy, put your glasses on, Andy. The future is bright, my man.
I drove all night to live you with you. Right, here come Newcastle now, halfway line with Joe. And it's been. I mean, the fact that it's 4-0 and we are hitting the post and we are hitting the crossbar still, just tells us everything about this team, man. What a team! Villa,
Sensational.
absolutely shot.
Now, it's 1:45 in the morning for me and Lee, and it's 2:45 for Keegan. But I tell you what, there's nowhere else I'd rather be right now than watching us winning 4-0.
It's good, isn't it?
Oh,
It's cracking.
I'm going to bed and sleeping on my back because I won't be able to sleep on my stomach because my erection's too hard.
Newcastle are doing the all A's now. We are having a run it. Here comes the ball into Wilson. Oh, that's very well defended. Just as you're about to pull the trigger, Newcastle are not sitting on 4-0 here. They want more.
That goal difference is going to be incredible.
And look at the smiles around the team, man. Every time we're getting close, the smiles. Everyone is loving it at Newcastle right now. Why wouldn't you? Here's Villa down the left into Newcastle's half. We don't really have a lot of options ahead, but one goal as a consolation might make them feel a little bit better going back down to Birmingham.
So
So Newcastle are set. And
2 changes.
we've only made 2 changes here. And Newcastle play their way out from the back here. And it's so easy right now to do that. Here's Bruno. He's looking for options. He's dinked it to the wing to target, I assume. And all whip line to Murphy. And now we've got Wilson and Joe, and there's 5 Villa defenders. So Villa, he's tried to whip it in, even though there was nobody there. It's defended. Still with Murphy. He's skinned his man. He's in the box. He's across the box. Oh, and so well defended by Mings.
That was a hat-trick there.
Defended by Mings. But it had to be. It was a last-ditch defend, and if that got through there, Wilson was ready for a tap-in.
Hi, John. It looks as though Unai Emery's got his work cut out there, doesn't it?
And here's Miggy. And Newcastle still with the ball inside Villa's half here. Can we get 5-0 before 90 minutes is up? Because I'm going to claim that as a victory. I'll tell you what, with my 6-0.
Oh, right, Dimmy.
From Shaw there inside, but it's easily read by the keeper. And Villa have the ball now in their half still.
Get Wilson off. Get Wilson off and get Shah off.
I think Miggy's looking a little bit spent here.
Shelby coming on. Shelby or Jack coming on.
Oh, Newcastle win the ball back, and Trippier with a little reverse, and Bruno's just hacked down by Ings. And that's going to be a very, very interesting free kick position.
Shelby coming on for the last 10 minutes as well. Hopefully
Looks
for
like
Bruno.
it.
Here comes Dimmy's mate. Trippier's going off. So Lascelles coming on.
So who's gone right back then?
No. Trippier's staying on. He's just giving him the armband, is?
Oh, you're kidding, aren't you?
All right.
Oh, for God's sake.
So is it Shaw
we had this conversation just the other day.
Yeah.
When Lascelles comes on, does he get the ban? And he's gotten the bloody captain's armband. Bruno's going off to cheers of Bruno. Why isn't Trippier not keeping the armband, man? That's just a ridiculous thing to do. I know I can understand Eddie Howe wants to keep Lascelles sweet for moments like this, but he's had the armband all game. He's done sensational all game. Why take the band off? Spurs are winning. Damn it.
Bollocks.
Oh, biscuits.
Oh, nice of Shelby to get one on his.
Here comes a free kick.
Return, effectively.
Who's taking this? Stinked into danger. There's a wide on the back of there. Oh my word! Oh, Lascelles, just come on. He's in the acres at the back. The ball finds him, and I think he forgot how to play football for a minute. It was Trippier who took it. Jeez, Trippier has just been pinpoint all day, hasn't he?
Brighton have scored another one.
What, 3-3?
No, 4-1.
Oh, sorry.
Brighton
I
4,
think it's
Brighton
Spurs
4,
game.
Chelsea
Yeah,
1.
I think it's Spurs game.
There's a lot of positives, isn't there, for Gareth Southgate from what I've seen from the
Get Wilson off.
England, Newcastle United players.
And Villa fanning around in one half here. Newcastle chomping up a bit to get a fifth. It's looking more and more likely that Dimmy's going to be safe in his bet. And that's a wonderful ball-winning tackle from Miggy. He's come all the way into his own half to win the ball back. Plays it down the line. He's
he's
running,
trying to get
still
it
wants the
back.
ball back.
Oh,
He gets it back
Jesus
from
Christ.
Murphy. He's whipped it into the half.
look
It's well defended. It's corner. Corner to Newcastle. 84
He
minutes.
does Duracell batteries, doesn't he? He really does. He's got it. I've got no money on the Zach. I haven't had about anybody else, but would have took a brave man to bet 4-0 today. Wouldn't have been me. That's for sure. I had 2-0 to be honest.
That's 6-0.
I was happy
Still
with
time.
one.
Oh, come
Yeah.
on, Miggy, please. Come on, Miggy, please get another goal. It's a corner kick to Newcastle anyway. 85th minute, just ticking over. Or just about to tick over.
Wouldn't mind Big Dan Burn
ASM
getting his
is
first
getting
one
ready.
too.
Quick, ASM is getting ready.
Good. Well,
Almiroz,
I'm on maybe 10 minutes early,
And
you know.
Wood are coming on. Wilson will be going off.
thank God.
In goes the ball. Oh, it's off the head of Joe and it just goes wide.
Oh,
Bloody Joe's going to get a hat-trick at this rate. He's had how many shots a goal?
He's had a few, like. I tell you what, he's going to be getting that call up, isn't he?
Here comes Wood and ASM. Get a bit of time on the pitch, get some minutes in his legs. I mean, the way Villa are playing right now, ASM could really destroy him. Miggy's coming off. Timmy, you lucky bastard. Timmy is safe for another week.
No. I'm a run. Miggy, I'm a run.
Miggy going off, getting a wonderful applause from the team, from the team and from the crowd. All full of smiles as he always is. Here's ASM and Chris Wood.
Be good for Wood to get a goal just to his confidence a bit, you know, because he's not playing that much. Obviously, he'll be involved in the cup game coming up soon, you'd think.
Big Wood.
Wilson was wanting his hat-trick. He's coming off
He's-
like with a big
yeah,
smile and shaking his head. He's like, oh, I was so
Yeah.
close to my hat-trick.
Yeah.
He hasn't scored one for her yet, has he?
No, I don't think so.
Wilson, I don't think he's got a hat-trick for her yet.
No, I don't think so. Couple of braces.
Yeah.
The brace of braces.
Cool. Newcastle with the ball in their own half. Pope with it.
Popey.
Pope. It is 4-0 to Newcastle. And it's been... First half was very even, I would say. We got the penalty, which set us on our way, but very even otherwise. Very scrappy, very stop-start.
Tell you what
Second
else is
half
going
has
to be
been all Newcastle.
a crazy good stat right now as well as it stands. So not only will there be back-to-back clean sheets for home, but I think there'll always be back-to-back where we've never had a shot on target.
That's
against
never a foul, ref. Piss off. Look at Dean. Goes down under a challenge. Oh, boy's already won the ball. Murphy's won the ball. And the referee gives a free kick. Ridiculous decision. Villa with the ball in on half. And yeah, as usual, those kind of that many subs have sort of changed a little bit of the composure of the team here. Still pressing, mind you. I mean, Longy's doing well to stay on the pitch at this rate.
It's covered some miles, like.
And there he is trying to challenge Luca Dean. And Villa managed to work their way around Newcastle a little bit here. But they eventually lose it. Newcastle with some very, very close control. And it goes off for a throw into Newcastle in their own half, just almost on the halfway line.
Just wanted to get out to Maxi and let him have a run.
Hey?
I just want him to get out on Maxi, let him have a run with the ball.
Yeah, I don't think he's even touched it yet.
No. They should be shouting you getting sacked in the morning to Danks.
So here's Shelby with a raking pass. One of his Hollywood balls. Doesn't quite make his target, but it does fall back to whoever that was.
Non-stop.
It's now to ASM.
There we go.
Chance to do something. Dinks it wide to Joe in the center of the goal. Oh, Shelby tried to do a Hollywood. It didn't quite make its target, and it's defended by Villa. Goes out for throw to Newcastle.
Oh, John saying we want 5.
We want 5.
JD not again is saying we'll get 5. Well, you written
Oh,
Jeez, don't ruin your record.
GT 100 nuts if that comes in.
Tell you what, if
Danny
we
Ings-
do get 5, he can be the new Nostradamus.
Danny Ings wins a foul under pressure from the cells. Really was nothing in
Not
that.
right.
Referee's given everything today. Absolutely everything.
Well, they've tried their best to rule the goals out now, but they can literally suck a fat one.
Fuck.
Purely on the basis.
So,
1
Tottenham
minute.
won.
1 minute away from 90 minutes. Probably, what do you reckon, 3 minutes for the goals and whatever in the subs?
4.
Villa with the ball in. Pope's got his eye on it. Pope has caught it. Absolutely no threat whatsoever.
Hope.
And here comes ASM. He's taken out straight away. And free kick to Newcastle. Down the left, just on the halfway line. He's about to take on his man and he just gets pile drived into the ground by Watkins, I think it was.
McGinn.
ASM's got a taste for it already, like he's wanting it. Newcastle going backwards a bit into their own half. And Shelby thought about doing a raker, but he decided against it in the end. 3 minutes extra time. Finds Longy, who finds Murphy. Back to Shelby. On the halfway line, all this. It's whipped across field, switch of play to ASM. What can he do? Not much. Gives away a throw-in. I'm not sure how he managed that.
Box to box, he's been intelligent with his runs in between Mings and Young, especially made a nuisance of himself.
I'm watching a few Villa pods after this is going to be a cracking one, isn't it? Should be good entertaining.
Oh yeah, get on that.
Sharon. Oh, not bad on a
look at the
tummy crying
varnish.
in his Cocoa Pops.
Surprised Tyndall could handle the ball with their hands, like with varnish all over him. I just come through. And,
So we may just send a tweet from Villa Watch, that bloody weapon on Twitter. We may have a caretaker manager and a few big injuries, but I do not see us leaving Newcastle tomorrow without taking our usual 3 points. So none of this is right straight off the bat. Here comes Longstaff. Joe Linton squares it. Oh my word! It was a shaping goal for Joe Linton, and it was to Chris Wood. Oh my word! Chris Wood.
I think he was just taking off his toes.
He has to score that goal, man. Chris Wood, come on.
I think it was just taking off his toes.
Sensational play to get that ball through. And bloody hell, Chris Wood, man. He sees the ball coming and he moves his legs. Moves his legs at the wrong time. Oh my word. And he's thinking, what have I got to do? Score a goal here, man. Christ. 92 minutes coming up.
Flog him off.
He'll be gone in the summer anyway.
So anyway, this guy's saying they're in form, but they don't have the players as good as ours. How will it stop this front four? Yeah, wasn't that hard, mate.
2 words, Sven Botman.
2 words, Jamal Lascelles.
But Ozzy Osbourne shitting himself right now.
Army.
All I want now is to not have a shot on target.
This should be full time coming up in the next 30 seconds. Here comes Villa over the halfway line. What can they do in the last few seconds? Probably not a tremendous amount. And they can't even pass the ball a few yards. Newcastle just cleared up the pitch.
I wonder what has gone through Luca Dean's mind right now. Because he had the option to come, didn't he?
Didn't want to be in a relegation fight, apparently.
Wow.
Full time. A fantastic result for Newcastle. Full time. 1-0 at half time. 4-0 second half. Does that score flatter Villa? Someone said that in the comments. Does that score flatter Villa? Craig first.
It does, because we should have had 5 or 6. We really should have.
Twice.
Yeah. I think every chance that we had, we took well. Again, the crossbar on the post came to their advantage, their saviour. But there was another that second half couldn't have been any more different from the first if it wanted to be.
Yeah.
It was literally a black and white first and second half. It was genuinely amazing.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant. Cheers, Jimmy. Thanks to everybody who's
Thanks.
been in the comments. It's been brilliant having you
Thanks,
all on,
Jimmy.
having your comments in. Really does add to the whole thing. All big smiles. I don't think Nick Pope has really done anything this half, has he?
Popey.
Nah.
Popey.
There's whoever that was in the Villa dugout looking proper grim. Everyone smiles. Everyone's laughing. What a team this is. Everyone's absolutely buzzing right now for the town. Let's just have a little cheeky peek.
Uh-oh.
We are back into fourth, lads. Fucking hell, I'm disappointed. Are you disappointed?
I
Bloody
know.
Bournemouth.
Shit. Aye, thanks, Bournemouth.
Cheers, Bournemouth. Bournemouth.
AFC Bournemouth.
I thought someone said it was. Oh, it was 3-2. Yeah, 3-2 Bournemouth. Yeah. Brighton 4, Chelsea 1. Dear, oh dear, oh dear.
Tell you what, I for one didn't see that coming.
No,
Nah.
I 4-1 did not see that coming.
That was
24
sublime.
points, fourth place. Played 2 more games than Manchester United, so they could go above us if they win both of those. Chelsea, the stinker. So we are now clear of Chelsea, at least on goal difference, which is very nice. Thank you very much. Fourth place, lads. We're looking pretty tight there, aren't we? Look at that form, man. 1 draw. The rest of them are big fat W's.
Best form over 5 games in the league.
What do you reckon Brazil managers made of Joe Linton's performance today?
If he doesn't get picked off the back of that and he still picks Douglas Luiz over at the Villa player, then he's either got cataracts or he's got the same brain injury as what their keeper's got.
All the ways has got dirty photos of him.
Yeah. Let's have a look at. I'm just waiting for the stats to come up so we can do some stats. Newcastle, top 4, plus 14 goal difference, the same as Arsenal after their tremendous start. So we are banging in the goals here, absolutely banging them in. And Villa remain in 15th on 12 points. Could drop a point if Leeds win their 2 games. Could drop a position, I should say. Don't really want to care about Villa too much. Couldn't give a monkeys. And who are we playing next?
Southampton away.
So the one problem with that, of course, as we know, is that Joe Linton is now suspended because he picked up a yellow. Took one for the team. What do we say the solution is to that problem? Did we come up with an agreement on what that will be? Craig,
I personally, I would have Maxi on the left and bring Shelby in for Longstaff or Willock.
Yeah. Well, I'm afraid these shitheads didn't give me any full-time scores, full-time stats.
I could go off the live score app.
Do it, mate. Give us the stats.
Okay, possession 60% to the good guys, 40% to the shit ones. 7 shots on target, 9 shots off target, 0 and 0 for them. They had 3 block shots. We had 3 block shots. 3 corners to none. 12 fouls to us, 11 for them. A yellow card each. 24 throw-ins, 21 throw-ins to them. 19 crosses to 8. 3 points to us, none to them.
So, pretty dominant then.
Slightly, especially in that second half. That was superb. That was a better second half than it was against Brentford.
Do you think it was? Do you think it was the goal that we got just before halftime that kind of kicked the wind out the sails and then went in with a very different halftime talk? Do you think maybe it was the fitness levels that you were suggesting, Craigie?
I think it could be a combination of all of those things, to be honest. We know we are now one of the fittest teams in the league. I think one thing that really did help is the fact that Villa tried to take the game to us. And as we know, we can go toe-to-toe with any team and score past them if they want to try and come at us. We are so good in that pressing, in that counter-attack. we are now a genuine threat to any team that we play against in this league. And how good does that sound? Because that just gives me goosebumps thinking that now. It's been too long since we've been this good. Consistently anyway.
Yeah, and Keegs, just sum up for us if you can the difference between that second half and first. How did you see that?
I'm going to stick to what I said earlier, that it just took a bit of while to figure out how they were going to play with a new manager. What were they going to do? How were they going to set up? I reckon they got in at half time and then sort of fixed up what they needed to fix up. And then second half showed what we should have done.
But did we change anything about how we played second half? Or was it really just down to Villa kind of losing their way?
No. I also think we did retain the ball a little bit better than what we did in the first half as well.
Yeah. Right. Well, any last words, lads, before we wrap this up? Because it is now 2:10 a.m. for me and for Craig, and it is 3:10 a.m. for Arnie Schwarzenegger in the middle there. How do you want to wrap this up?
Man of the match?
4-0, fourth place. That's a good idea. Yeah, man of the match. Who's the man of the match? Craig, you go first. It was your idea.
I'm going to go with Nick Pope. Nah, Callum Wilson.
Callum Wilson. He was everywhere, wasn't he? He was dropping deep at times. He was down the wing at times. He scored 2 goals. You know, he should have got his hat-trick. He just kind of glanced ahead a little bit too much. Keegs, who was your man of the match?
I'll say probably Wilson too, but I thought Willock played really well when he was on. I thought Longstaff had another good game, covering and stuff like that. But 2 watch-alongs now, 2 wins. Maybe in the famous words of Arnold, I'll be back.
I'll be back. Yeah, I was waiting for that one. I was waiting for that. I'll set you up for that one, mate. I will go with, I reckon, Joe Linton, to be honest with you. He was non-stop. He was down the wing. He was in the middle. He gets a goal. And that goal really just came because he never stopped running and he got into the position to tap in the save from the keeper. He probably knew the Brazil manager's in there. He's obviously playing out of his skin a little bit. He wants to get into the squad. I'm not sure if he did enough, but for me, he broke a play. He did everything. I mean, it's a shame he got his yellow card, but he had to take that free kick because they're probably going to be running on goal. So he took the hit for the team, as all good players do at times. Of course, he's suspended against Southampton, but I'm going to give it to Joe Linton. All right. Last words to you, Keegs first. Last words to you, and then to you, Craigie, and we'll finish it there.
Thanks, everyone, for watching and your chats, and it's been a blast. Time to go to bed and wake up with a happy face.
Well, I'll be getting up in about 4 hours, so I'll not be happy at all. Thanks.
Thanks for everybody that has been watching. Thanks for your likes. Thanks for your comments. Thanks for anybody that's become a new member today as well. Really helps us out.
Absolutely.
Looking forward to see everybody on the next one.
Up the Premier League we go. Would it be higher if it wasn't for Bournemouth being shit? We are Geordie, Super Geordies. Eddie is our king. I'll wear the tune. Thanks to everybody in the comments, as you say. If you like what we do, please give us a thumbs up on YouTube. It helps spread our videos into other feeds so people can find out about us. Like us, subscribe if you don't mind. If you want to be a member, it's only 85 pence if you're in the UK. It's only a $1.50 Australian. You can find the member button on the YouTube homepage for us. That just helps us pay for running costs, because it costs a bloody fortune to do this. These things don't come for free. And every little bit helps, as Tesco say back in England. So thank you very much to everybody. Cheers to the new members. Thanks to everybody in the comments. We will see you for the next one. Don't even know when that is. It could be a little while before we do another one of these, but see you for the next one. Cheers, everybody. Cheers, boys.
See you, boys.
Cheers, lads. Have a good night. Morning.